The Bulldogs, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer. Based on 1977 to 2025 total sales.
At Atmos Energy, we believe affordable, reliable, and efficient natural gas is essential to achieving a low-carbon energy future. We're committed to helping protect the environment by providing smart choice solutions to help customers reduce energy use and lower their carbon footprint. Get a rebate up to $600 off qualifying high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Your home for the maroon and white. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Time to find out what's happening in the SEC and around the nation. Inside the Learfield Network studios, here's Jeff Marson.
We're counting things down to Game 2 of the 2026 SEC tournament between 13th seeded Mississippi State and number 12 Auburn. Jeff Marson with you here in the Learfield studios as we look at our out-of-town scoreboard starting in the SEC. Well, we just finished up Game 1 of the SEC tournament. That was between number 9 Kentucky and number 16 LSU, playing for the right to face number 8 Missouri tomorrow. And it was a back-and-forth affair, but the Tigers were able to hang it around in the first half.
Reese sprints right, drives into the paint, jump past McKinnon, a three, got it!
Really
and
nice.
we're at halftime.
Yeah, nice penetration that time by Reese. And Kentucky just left McKinnon for a wide open three.
Max McKinnon, one of 2 Tigers in double figures in the first half, but it was a back-and-forth affair. About 10 minutes into the second half, it was time for Kentucky to start pulling away.
Garrison, he's going to try another three.
Oh, wow! I tell you what, 2 big three-pointers by Garrison, and now all of a sudden LSU has to call a timeout.
Timeout Tigers. Brandon Garrison had hit 2 3-pointers all season before today, and he hits 2 on back-to-back possessions to turn a 1-point Kentucky lead into a 7-point Kentucky lead.
There were 15 lead changes up until Kentucky started pulling away about midway through the second half. Brandon Garrison had 17 points off the bench for Kentucky, including 2 made threes, doubling his total from the regular season. And Kentucky is able to hold off 16th seeded LSU 87-82. And as I mentioned, they will move on to tomorrow to face the 8th seeded Missouri Tigers. How about some of the games later on today in the SEC tournament? We'll have number 10 Texas and number 15 Ole Miss set to tip things off around 6 o'clock. We'll have to wait and see how long our game goes ahead of it, but it'll be the Rebels and the Longhorns as the first game of the evening session. Ole Miss has been on a slide. They've lost 14 of their last 15 games. Texas took down the Rebels in their last meeting 79-68. That was all the way back on February the 7th. And then the last game on the SEC schedule tonight will be between number 11 Oklahoma and number 14 South Carolina. Those two met on January the 20th, with the Sooners picking up the win in that one. So that's a look at the SEC schedule. With the game ending around 1:45, State should be set to tip off at around 2:10 against Auburn. Again, that's around 2:10, perhaps a couple minutes after, because of the conclusion of Kentucky and LSU running long. Well, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll catch you up on some other Power Conference tournaments, some ACC, Big 12, and Big 10 action already underway today as well. You're listening to Mississippi State Basketball from Learfield.
I'm Jake Mangum, professional ball player. Are you tired of paying too much for health care? Farm Bureau's new health plan brings consistent copays, flexible options, and access to statewide Blue Cross Blue Shield network. Visit msfarmbureauhealthplan.com for more information and call a local agent today for a quote. Contact your local agent and find a plan that's right for you. It's time to become a member and save. It's time to join the home team.
At C-Spire, we've never waited on the future. We've built it by harnessing the power of advanced technology to transform how we all live and work. Elevating connected living, accelerating tomorrow's business growth, and leading the AI revolution, all while staying true to our core purpose. You think we're done? Just wait. There's more to see. C-Spire, customer inspired.
Mississippi State basketball lives here on the Bulldogs Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
We continue our countdown to tip-off to Mississippi State and Auburn in Game 2 of the 2026 SEC Basketball Tournament from Nashville. Jeff Marson back with you here in the Learfield Studios. Just took a look at the SEC Tournament, but we've got some other Power Conference tournaments going on. We can start with some of the finals. We'll actually just start going by conference and start with the Big 12. Number 7, Iowa State, was up bright and early to face Arizona State, and the Cyclones put it down on the Sun Devils.
Play to defending. Jop has pavement, tie him up and take it away. Iowa State gets the steal, and now Jefferson down the lane, right hand scoop, good, and a foul. Count the bucket for Jefferson. And now he'll drive for a three-point play, and it is 44-12 Iowa State.
Yeah, you heard that right. It was at one point 44-12 with Iowa State leading. Joshua Jefferson, who you just heard on the highlight there, had another double-double, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, and the Cyclones take down the Sun Devils 91-42. They'll move on to the early game tomorrow to face 4th-seeded Texas Tech. We've still got a few other games left to go in the Big 12 tournament later on today. Cincinnati and UCF should be getting started at any point now. They should be in action at the moment, but they're a little behind on their start. But that'll be a big one for Cincinnati and UCF, especially for the Knights trying to secure their spot in the NCAA tournament. Then after that, it'll be 10th-seeded BYU taking on 7th-seeded West Virginia. BYU scoring 105 points last night in a win against Kansas State, including a 40-piece from their star freshman, A.J. DeBonsa. And then the nightcap on the Big 12 slate today will be number 14-seeded Oklahoma State. After their win yesterday, will take on 6th-seeded TCU. Let's move over to the ACC, the leadoff game of the day between NC State and Pitt. The Wolfpack able to pull off the victory 98-88. Quadir Copeland, 24 points, 8 assists. He helps the Wolfpack to the win. They will move on tomorrow to face number 2 Virginia, who they have not had very much success against so far this year. Cavs swept the Wolfpack during the regular season in blowout fashion both times. We've got one game going on right now in the ACC tournament. It's between 6-seeded Louisville and 11th-seeded SMU. The Mustangs and the Cardinals tied up at 9 apiece right now. SMU trying to secure their spot in the NCAA tournament next week. Louisville playing without their star freshman Michael Brown Jr. Again, it's 9-9, 13-18 to go in the first half from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. In the nightcap in the ACC tournament, it'll be 8th-seeded Florida State and 9th-seeded Cal set to tip off at around 6 o'clock. They're going to play for the right to face the first-seeded Duke Blue Devils, and the final game on the ACC slate tonight will be number 5 seed Clemson and number 13 seed Wake Forest for the right to play number 4 North Carolina in the quarterfinal round tomorrow. We can shift gears now over to the Big Ten. They got off to an early start today, as well as Iowa and Maryland took the floor, and it was the Hawkeyes who were in control.
Shot blocked away by Sturtz. Iowa's on a 20-3 run. Sturtz all the way to the wing. Koch for 3. Good! Oh, what an impressive streak this is. 50-34, Iowa by 16.
Gary Dolphin on the call from Learfield. That three-pointer capped off a 23-3 Hawkeye run, and Iowa was able to take out Maryland and their season as 75-64 was the final. Iowa will move on to tomorrow and face Ohio State, the 8th seed in the Big Ten. Got one game should be getting started, or that is already underway. That's between USC and Washington. It's 18-17. Trojans leading the Huskies. 7:32 to go in the first half from Indianapolis. They're going to play for the right to face Wisconsin tomorrow. How about some of the games later on in the Big Ten tournament? Number 10, Indiana will face number 15, Northwestern, after the Wildcats took out Penn State yesterday. And the final game on the Big Ten slate tonight will be number 11 seed Minnesota and 14 seed Rutgers. Both of those teams trying to face UCLA tomorrow. How about some other games from around college basketball? Other games of note, some mid-majors trying to punch their ticket to the big dance next week. In the Southland Conference, it'll be McNeese and Stephen F. Austin, two teams having fantastic years. They'll tip off at 4 o'clock from Lake Charles. Stephen F. Austin, the Lumberjacks, at 28-4 on the season. McNeese winning in dramatic fashion last night. They're at 27-5 on the year. Also had the Patriot League final between Lehigh and Boston University. The Terriers taking out Navy on a buzzer beater a couple of nights ago. They will tip off at 6 o'clock from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And the final ticket that will be punched today will be out of the Big Sky when Idaho and Montana will tip things off late tonight at 10:30 from Boise. Idaho at 20-14 on the year. Montana at 18-15. It's March Madness, Neil. It's just that time of year. A lot of hoops going on, a lot of high stakes as well. And it's no different today for the Bulldogs and the Tigers over in Nashville.
Nope, no different today, Jeff. Win or go home for these two teams, although even that phrase has a very different connotation as it relates to the stakes in this game. If you were listening a bit earlier, you heard my conversation with Chris Jans and his thoughts on the stakes in the matchup. It's been a disappointing year for Mississippi State. We've talked about that at length. The Bulldogs are 13-18. The only path forward for them is they have to win 5 games in 5 days here at the SEC tournament. That's just the way it is. Auburn is in a much more precarious spot at 16-15 coming into today, having played a schedule that's been rated by some experts as the 3rd toughest in the country and holding a top 40 position in the net rankings. Auburn has a resume that if you didn't see the record, you would think, okay, this is an NCAA tournament team. The biggest problem staring Stephen Pearl's team in the face is it has lost 8 of its last 10 games going back to January 31st when it lost to Tennessee 77-69. Now, there are good losses in there. That Tennessee loss isn't a killer. Alabama twice, a team that's been very good this year. Vanderbilt has been good. Arkansas certainly has had a great year. But then the one against State in Starkville, even though it's on the road, it sticks out given the year the Bulldogs have had. Oklahoma doesn't look as bad right now because the Sooners have been playing better down the stretch. Ole Miss, another team that's had a tough year, was able to beat Auburn 85-79. That's a head-scratcher. So their wins in the stretch against Kentucky, 75-74 at Auburn, and against LSU, 88-74. Kentucky wound up being ninth best team in the SEC this year. LSU wound up at the bottom of the standings this year. So that's the paradox for the committee as it relates to the Auburn Tigers, and why this game today is one that could have some pressure for Stephen Pearl's team. And to Chris Jan's point earlier, State, you don't really have a lot of pressure. I mean, there's no tomorrow if you don't win, but what do you have to lose by going out, playing the role of spoiler, leaving it all on the floor, and seeing what happens? So let's see how those mentalities play out today as these two teams get set to square off in about 15 minutes here at Bridgestone Arena. Let's look at some keys for Mississippi State to winning this game today. Well, we all know it starts with Josh Hubbard. And what Josh is going to have to do, and the state staff is going to have to do today, is manage Stephen Pearl's red pen. That's the term that Chris Jans likes to use. Manage his adjustments on how Auburn will guard Josh today. They didn't do a very good job against Hubbard in the first half. That goes without saying. He scored 35 against Auburn in the first half, scored an MSU record in an SEC game, 46 against the Tigers the last time that these two teams played. In the first half, Auburn was going under ball screens, allowing Hubbard to get open on the perimeter. Josh got in rhythm. He was red hot, had a huge half, and State had a lead at halftime because of Josh Hubbard's performance. In the second half, Kevin Overton basically face-guarded Josh Hubbard everywhere on the floor. Josh didn't score for the first 18 minutes of that second half, but then fatal error late. Overton goes under a ball screen in the corner. Hubbard gets open, knocks down a three, part of a big run by State to end that game that allowed the Bulldogs to defeat Auburn 91-85. How does Chris Jans get shots for Josh Hubbard if Josh is being face-guarded, if Auburn is executing in the first half of this game today defensively the way that it executed against Josh in the second half of the game in Starkville? That's a big chess match that we'll keep an eye on in this one, and why it's also important for State to have some additional scorers today. Guy like Jaden Epps, they need him to step up, make some shots out there. Jabari McGee is going to play more today. Jabari's been playing well. They need him to step up and make some shots. And then can you get something out of your inside guys as well? In terms of defense for Mississippi State, which has been a sore spot throughout the year, can Chris Jan's team be assignment correct and apply ball pressure to Auburn? Tahad Pettiford is a terrific playmaker at the point for Auburn. How can State disrupt him? Can they meet him at the line of scrimmage, as Chris Jans likes to say, and force him to make some mistakes, get him to be a little careless with the ball, speed him up a little bit, and then beyond that, know where the shooters are? And Coach Jans talked about it with me earlier. Auburn's got 4 guys right now that are shooting the ball very well from 3. That was not the case when these two teams played back in mid-February. So if you're Mississippi State defensively, assignment correct. Know where those shooters are. Know where Keyshawn Hall is. This guy is a fantastic scorer. And in terms of playing defense the right way, you got to keep him and the rest of the Auburn team off the free throw line, because these guys make their living at the line. Hall in particular leads the league in free throws made this year, 210, third in the league in free throws attempted, 243 this year. He gets there. You got to find a way to play defense with your feet when you're guarding this Auburn team. And then the other thing, State's got to find a way to rebound. Keyshawn Murphy, former Bulldog, leading rebounder on the Auburn team, one of the best in the SEC, 12th in the league coming into today at just under 7 rebounds per game. Ballard, Achor, Sergei Matsura, when he gets into the game for Mississippi State, those guys have got to crash the board. Jamarion Davis-Fleming got to get in there and rebound. Make sure you don't give Auburn second and third chance opportunities. Make sure that you close out possessions with defensive rebounds, and then see if you can create some seconds on the other end when State is on offense. Just a few things to keep an eye on as it pertains to Mississippi State in the game today, and how the Bulldogs might be able to play their way into a matchup with Tennessee in the second round tomorrow. That's what awaits the winner in this one. It is State and Auburn. Second time these two have met this year. State looking to make it 2-0 against the Tigers, and the Tigers trying to find a way to get a win to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive. That's what's on deck here in Nashville, and that'll do it for our pregame look at the game today. When we return, we'll set the starting lineups for today's game between the Bulldogs and the Auburn Tigers. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune to Sirius XM College Sports Radio Channel 84 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Sirius XM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games, plus interviews and analysis.
He's got it!
So cheer along with the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Bully, a most cantankerous canine. English by genetics, maroon by Starkville pride. You'll find him courtside at the hump and in the nightmares of his foes. Ford also has a fan favorite, Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 49 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Bulldogs, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2025 total sales.
The Bulldogs play here. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hail State.
Steps around Carter and slams it. Feed the top, great feed to Jones, and he'll elevate and detonate. Three on the way, and good for Josh Hubbard. Right on cue.
This is Mississippi State basketball.
Jones finds Hubbard in transition, and he'll finger roll it in with a right hand. Crowd goes crazy here at Humphrey Coliseum. Open three, right corner. Yes, sir. State is pouring it on. Spinning on Collins, doesn't have a shot. Out to Hubbard, catch and shoot three. Bingo. The Bulldogs are going to win. You can wrap a top 10 win in maroon and white for Mississippi State.
On the Bulldog Sports Network, this is Mississippi State Bulldog basketball. Bulldog basketball is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official beverage provider of Mississippi State Athletics, and by Pearl River Resort, the top choice for fun, relaxation, and unforgettable memories. Now, here's the voice of Bulldog basketball, Neil Price.
Win or go home. It is a popular phrase around tournament time, but entering its SEC tournament opener, it's a harsh reality for Mississippi State. At 13-18, the Bulldogs have no prospects beyond the present. The same might be true for Auburn. After dropping 8 of their last 10 games, the Tigers are just 16-15. While they certainly have metrics that could work in their favor for a ticket to the big dance, Stephen Pearl's team knows an early exit today means an uncertain Selection Sunday lies ahead.
Seasons are on the line when State faces Auburn in the opening round of the SEC tournament here at Bridgestone Arena. I'm Neil Price. Glad to have you with us this afternoon as we turn our attention to the starting lineups for today's game, presented by Farm Families of Mississippi. Our farm, your life. First for the Auburn Tigers, they are the 12 seed in this year's tournament, coached by Stephen Pearl, who is in his first season since taking over for Father Bruce, who was the longtime coach at Auburn and also Tennessee in the SEC. The Tigers are 16-15, finished the conference year at 7-11. In the backcourt, they're going to play 4 guards today. Tahad Pettiford is the point guard. Really good player, 15 points per game, 3 assists per game, playing some of his best ball down the stretch. He scored 20 or more in 6 of the last 9 games for Auburn entering the SEC tournament. Kevin Overton is a defensive specialist, but he can also score to the tune of north of 13 points per game. Overton has been playing well at the offensive end, too, coming into the tournament. 6 consecutive games with 10 or more points to end the season. Elijah Freeman moved into the starting lineup to replace Sebastian Williams-Adams. That's where the extra guard comes from. Freeman has scored in double figures in 3 straight entering the SEC tournament, and like Overton, gives Auburn a big lift at the defensive end of the floor. Keyshawn Hall is a guy who's had his share of ups and downs this year, but when you look at his numbers, you can tell he's an outstanding player. He's a leading scorer on the Auburn team at north of 20 points per game. He has scored 30 or more 3 times this season, including back-to-back games early in conference play against Texas A&M and Arkansas. And rounding out the lineup, it's Keyshawn Murphy, the only forward in the starting 5 for Auburn today. He's been a big part of Auburn's SEC wins. When the Tigers have won conference games, Murphy's averaged north of 14 points per game, almost 4 points more than his average this year, and he has shot almost 59% from the floor. He's also a terrific rebounder, 12th in the league this year at 7 rebounds per game. So again, for Auburn today, 4 guards, Pettiford, Overton, Freeman, and Hall, and Murphy, the lone big man up front. Mississippi State is the number 13 seed in the tournament, 13-18 overall, 5-13 against the SEC this year. Coached by Chris Jans, who has won at least 1 game in the SEC tournament in each of his first 3 seasons as State's coach. Same lineup for State that has been common for Coach Jans and company, especially in the back half of the SEC. Josh Hubbard at the point for the Bulldogs. He'll be joined in the backcourt by Sean Jones Jr. and Jaden Epps. And up front for State, it'll be Quincy Ballard and Achor. Hubbard, by the way, all-league performer, 3rd team selection by the league's coaches, 2nd team by the media earlier this week. Josh leads State on the floor in black uniforms, white letters and numbers, State across the chest, maroon and gray piping down the side of the jerseys and the trunks. Auburn the higher seed in white, Auburn in navy across the chest, navy numbers, and orange and blue piping down the side of the jerseys and the trunks. Toss in the air, tapped in backcourt to our right by Murphy. Auburn wins it, and the Tigers will bring the ball right to left as we view it courtside here at Bridgestone Arena. Down low, Murphy wide open behind the screen, and he'll stuff it to give Auburn an early 2-0 lead. Took 15 seconds for Auburn to jump in front. And now the Bulldogs will play it in as Epps throws into Hubbard, who'll bring it left to right. Hubbard had 46 the last time that these two teams played, 35 in the first half. No shocker, Overton guards him here, face guarding him off the ball. And now Hubbard gets it back at the top. Hubbard against Pettiford now. Angling left off a Ballard screen. Fires to Epps between the circles. Shot clock down to 8. Loops in the corner of Chore. Up to Hubbard, 4 to shoot. Josh fakes on Murphy, drives inside the free throw circle. A 17-footer, front rim, back rim, and off. And Murphy gets the rebound for Auburn. Ahead to Pettiford, up the far sideline into front court, picked up by Jaden Epps in State's man-to-man. Pushes to Murphy, right of the lane, pulls up for a 10-foot over Ballard and knocks it down. Quick start for Keyshawn Murphy, who didn't have a great offensive game at State. He has the first 4 for Auburn today, and with 18:50 to play in the half, the Tigers have a 2-possession lead. Epps on the right wing for Mississippi State. To Achor at the top. Back to Epps right side. Looking underneath for Quincy Ballard. Battling down low with Keyshawn Murphy. Ballard comes out, sets a screen for Epps to free him left of the circle. A whistle off the ball. Murphy gets called for holding Hubbard.
That'll be Keyshawn Murphy's first foul and the first on Auburn in the game. Sean Jones will play it in for Mississippi State on the near sideline in the offensive half. Freeman drops back, plays center field. As State gets it to Hubbard now between the circles. 15 to shoot. Out of a double team to Ballard at the logo. One more down low. Achor for a reverse right-hand lay-in. Nice pass out of the high post by Ballard. State's on the board. 4-2 Auburn. 18-20 and counting in the first half here in Nashville. Keyshawn Hall out front for the Tigers. Around to Murphy. He'll pull the trigger on a three. Right wing. That one's good. Keyshawn Murphy playing with purpose today, and a technical foul has been called on Stephen Pearl. Beg your pardon. The technical foul is on Murphy. So Keyshawn Murphy's picked up his first personal foul. That's Auburn's second team foul. Beg your pardon. It's also Murphy's second personal foul. Hubbard goes to the line to shoot the penalty. Misses the first of two at the line to our right. So Keyshawn Murphy, who has all 7 Auburn points, said something that warranted a technical foul. So he has picked up 2 personals, and now Auburn's leading scorer in this game has to go to the bench less than 2 minutes deep into the first half. And he'll be replaced on that front line by Flip Jovic. State gets the ball all the way down at the opposite baseline after Hubbard makes 1 of 2 on the penalty. 7-3, Auburn by 4. 18 minutes to go in the first half here at Bridgestone Arena. Hubbard sliding right against Jovic. Pulls up 3, right of the circle, off the right edge, no. An offensive board for Achor right of the lane. Out top to Epps. Turns on the gas against Pettiford. Now circles out right wing. Those two go one-on-one right of the lane. Epps with a step to the rim for a right-hand lay-in. Nice move by Jaden Epps. He's pulled State within 2. It's 7-5. Pettiford brings it across the line for Auburn. Again, Murphy had all 7 points. Pettiford pulls up. Deep 3 at the top behind a Jovic screen. No. And the rebound collected by Quincy Ballard under the basket for Mississippi State. Up to Hubbard. Far side in front court. Jovic will pick him up. Hubbard behind the back. Pushes to Jones. Right wing. Driving on Pettiford. Bullies his way in for a right-hand lay-in. State attacking the hoop. And the Bulldogs have tied the game at 7. 17-14 left in the opening 20 minutes. Tahad Pettiford for Auburn. To Jovic, straddle of the three-point line, left of the circle. To Keyshawn Hall out front. I'd expect they'd go to him more with Murphy out of the game. Hall spins, fires a 10-foot, fading over Jones and knocks it down. Tough shot for Keyshawn Hall to stop the bleeding. Auburn goes back in front by 2, 9-7. Epps between the rings for Mississippi State. Hubbard will come out, fakes a screen for him. A lot of standing by the Bulldogs right now. Epps slides right, drives one-on-one on Pettiford. Goes behind the back, shot clock down to 10. Lobs underneath to Ballard, who draws a double team. Jump hook, Quincy, left hand short. Keyshawn Hall comes away with a rebound for Auburn. Hall up the far sideline into the offensive end. Achor goes out to try and stop the ball. Hall, rhythm dribble, fires a 3, right wing, comes up short. And Ballard gets the rebound for Mississippi State. Ahead to Josh Hubbard. Hall races out to close out on Josh. He drives by him, floats it up with the right hand, and scores. State taking advantage. Auburn being very aggressive on the perimeter, and the Bulldogs using the drive to the baseline to get to the rim. We're tied at 9, 4 minutes deep into the first half. Tahad Pettiford for Auburn. Finds Hall between the circles. Right wing, a deflection. Freeman trying to reel it in front of the State bench. Can't, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Mississippi State's ball when play resumes. 15:56 to play in the first half. Mississippi State and Auburn are tied at 9. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Trey Willis, point guard.
Marshall Jones, power forward.
Alex Philbin, small forward.
Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
Your home for the maroon and white. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
How serious is youth vaping?
Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
.56 left in the first half. Mississippi State and Auburn are tied at 9 here in Nashville. Regions Bank is the official bank of the SEC. Get the Mississippi State University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/go state. Neil Price with you here in America's Music City. Good start for the Bulldogs, who have connected on 4 of their first 7 shots. Auburn's baskets have been made by the combination of Keyshawn Murphy and Keyshawn Hall. Hall has made 1. Murphy made the other 3. Keyshawn Murphy picked up an early foul guarding Josh Hubbard on the perimeter. He didn't like it, let the officials know it. Nothing was said, nothing was done. Murphy came back down a trip later when Auburn was on offense, made a 3, said something apparently jogging back on the defensive end, picked up a quick technical foul. So less than 2 minutes into the game, the spark for Auburn had to go to the bench because of foul trouble. So again, I would expect the offense would run much more through Keyshawn Hall now that Keyshawn Murphy is on the bench. State's getting good shots. The Bulldogs have 3 layups already in this game. They have not settled for outside jump shots. Matter of fact, State's only taken 1 3 in its first 7 shots. They're trying to get shots in 2-point range today. Bulldogs ball coming out of the timeout with Epps, Hubbard, Sean Jones, Jamarion Davis-Fleming in for the first time as Hubbard turns a 10-footer left of the lane. No. JDF with the rebound, sticks it back in. Right off the bench and right in the scorebook. Freshman makes it 11-9 State. Achor is the 5th Bulldog in the game right now. Kevin Overton for Auburn. Into the corner to Hall. Fakes, drives to the logo. Had it deflected by Epps. Hall picks it up left of the lane. Against Achor now in the left corner. Drives baseline. In traffic. Draws a double team. They get it to Michalek at the top. Now to Overton straight away. 3 over Jones. Off the left edge. No. And the rebound to Achor for Mississippi State. State doing a nice job on the glass early too. Not a lot of seconds for Auburn. Achor, left wing for the Bulldogs. Driving baseline. Tried to leave it with Jamarion Davis-Fleming on a tough pass. It's off his hands and picked up by Overton for Auburn. To Michalek. Driving to the baseline. Put it up. Blocked from behind by Achor. A collision underneath and a foul coming on Mississippi State. The Bulldogs foul is on Josh Hubbard. It is his first and State's first. And Flip Jovich will go to the line to shoot 2. Another guy who has been good in Auburn's wins. When Auburn has won against conference opponents, this guy's averaged more than 7 points per game. Good rebounder, too, especially on the offensive glass relative to the number of minutes that he plays. I beg your pardon. Jovich went to the line. It's Michalek who's going to shoot, though. Stephen Pearl likes to play Blake Michalek because he gives great effort. First free throw on the way and good for Michalek. Hasn't had a ton of free throw attempts this year. That's just his 9th of the season. He's 5 out of 9 now. Hubbard exits for State. So does Achor. Sergei Matsura in on the front line. Jabari McGeehan in the backcourt. No King Grace today, battling a foot injury. Second free throw good from Michalek, who makes them both. He's tied the game at 11 with 14:59 to play until halftime. Epps will bring it up for State. Epps, McGee, Jones, JDF, and Matsura. Attacking the hoop to our right. Epps at the top, working against Flip Jovich. Steps back, Three on the way. Off the heel, no. Jamarion Davis-Fleming fighting for the rebound. Saved in by Michalek on the baseline. There's one of those hustle plays, and Auburn's got it. Sebastian Williams-Adams up the near side. Now high and wide on the right to Kevin Overton, guarded by Jamarion Davis-Fleming. Overton hands off Jovic, gives it right back to Overton, picked up by Epps down the left lane line, spinning to his left. 10-footer is good for Overton, and Auburn goes back in front by 2, 13-11. 14:20 left in the first half. Epps between the circles, guarded by Michalek, pounding that left-hand dribble. McGee runs off a couple screens, takes a pass left of the circle, lobs down low to Jamarion Davis-Fleming into a double team, turns, line drive, right-hand shot off the back iron, no, and the rebound batted out to Overton. Auburn's running. Hands off Hall on the left wing, drives off a Jovic screen to the foul line, goes up against McGee and gets fouled. Turned downhill quickly off that ball screen on the left wing. McGee couldn't stay in front, picks up his first, State's second. And a guy who's been really good at getting to the foul line this year, Keyshawn Hall, headed there to attempt number 244 and number 245 of the season. And his first is a line drive shot that comes up short. So one more for Keyshawn Hall. Third team all-league performer. Told you earlier, an explosive scorer. Left-hander's second free throw is good. Auburn has a 3-point lead, 14-11, 13:54 to play in the first half. Again, Keyshawn Murphy picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes after scoring the first 7 points for Auburn. So he's on the bench right now. Epps for State, left wing. Into the corner on that side for Jones. Back out high and wide on the left now to Jaden Epps. Midway through the shot clock. Slides right off a high screen from JDF. Pushes to McGee, right wing. Driving on the taller Williams-Adams. Goes up and gets fouled. Williams-Adams playing defense with his hands down by his waist. He didn't think that he fouled McGee, but whether he did or not, if you're that big against a guard and you put your hands down low, you open yourself up to the call. We're seeing a replay here, and he got his left arm across both of McGee's arms going to the rim, so it looks like a good call. Williams-Adams first, Auburn's third. McGee at the line to our right. Here's his first of 2, and that one's short. Jabari McGee is a 68% foul shooter this year. 4 double-figure scoring games against the SEC this season for the Macomb native, including State's last outing against Georgia. Here's the second for McGee. It's on the way. Front rim glass and in. He makes 1 of 2 to make it a 2-point game. Auburn 14, State 12, 13.5 to play in the first half. Kevin Overton will bring it up. Overton, Williams-Adams, Jovic, Hall, and Michalek for Auburn in white. Jovic at the top, hands off Overton, sliding off that ball screen. McGee gets around, now use another to free him right side, leaves it right wing. Williams-Adams, he'll launch a 3. That one spins in. Sebastian Williams-Adams makes it 17-12 Auburn with 13:10 to play in the first half. Hubbard jogs it up the left side for the Bulldogs. Gets it to Jamarion Davis-Fleming at the top of the arc. Angling right now, he's used up his dribble. Jovic trying to make it tough for him to kick it out. He finds Jones left wing, loops a pass into the right corner for Sergei Matsura. Sergei dribbles to the top, hands to Jones, 9 to shoot. Left wing, Jabari McGee goes in, jump stop, stripped by Michalek, and then McGee trips it. So Jabari McGee has picked up 2 quick fouls off the bench with 12:45 to play in the first half. State has committed 3 as a team. Again, Chris Jans is a little bit thin at the guard spot without King Grace to add that extra rotational piece. So he'll go bigger here, bringing Achor back into the game and replacing McGee, who's picked up those 2 quick fouls. 12:45 left in the half. Auburn leads 17-12. Williams-Adams will play it in to Overton, who'll bring it up. Overton guarded by Hubbard out top. Bounces it to Williams-Adams at the point. To Hall, cutting the logo in the lane. Draws traffic and backs out left wing. Midway through the shot clock, sizing up Jamarion Davis-Fleming. Crossing over, can't get a shot. Loops it right wing, Overton. Kevin Overton in triple threat position against Hubbard. Puts it on the deck, drives to the elbow, fades and fires from 15. That one's short, and Achor gets the rebound for Mississippi State. Up to Hubbard with Michalek on his back. Gets to the logo in the lane, leans in, 10-footer, good for Josh Hubbard. So State had gone 2.5 minutes without a field goal, and Hubbard breaks the drought to make it 17-14 Auburn. 12 minutes to go in the first half. Hall out front for the Tigers, working against Sean Jones. Jones trying to keep him on the right side of the floor. Hall trying to bully his way across court. Gets it right wing for Jovic. Flip Jovic backing his way in on Jamarion Davis-Fleming. Out to Blake Michalek, right wing, fires a three. Line drive shot off the mark. Achor battling for the rebound and able to reel it in against Williams-Adams. That's a strong box out from Achor. Ahead to Hubbard. Spins to his right out of a double team. Now squares the floor with 20 to shoot. State can tie with a three. Hubbard against Michalek. Creates a little space out front. Sliding left, kicks to Jones. He'll launch a three right of the circle. Missed badly off the left side of the backboard. Rebounded by Flip Jovic for Auburn. 17-14, Auburn by 3. 11:15 to go in the game. First half of the game. Overton to Jovic straight away. They leave him open. He won't take the shot. Lobs inside Williams-Adams. Makes a contested catch against Jones, who was holding him. And Sean Jones gets called for a foul. Beg your pardon, it's not on Jones. Yes, it is on Jones. Sean Jones makes the foul, his first, State's fourth, and we have a timeout with 11:06 to play in the first half. Auburn leads Mississippi State by 3 here at the SEC Tournament, 17-14. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Bully, a most cantankerous canine. English by genetics, maroon by Starkville pride. You'll find him courtside at the hump and in the nightmares of his foes. Ford also has a fan favorite, Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck 49 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Bulldogs, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2025 total sales.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
At Atmos Energy, we believe affordable, reliable, and efficient natural gas is essential to achieving a low-carbon energy future. We're committed to helping protect the environment by providing smart choice solutions to help customers reduce energy use and lower their carbon footprint. Get a rebate up to $600 off qualifying high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Auburn leads Mississippi State 17-14 with 11:06 to play in the first half in this opening round game of the SEC Tournament. I'm Neil Price with you at Bridgestone Arena in downtown Nashville. Glad to have you along on this Wednesday afternoon. State looking for its second win against Auburn this season. Bulldogs down the Tigers back on February 18th, 91-85. That was also the last time State won a game. The Bulldogs closed out the year losing 5 in a row. Josh Hubbard scored 46 in that game on February 18th. That's a Mississippi State record for a player in an SEC game. 35 of those came in the first half. State led the game at half, 49-33. Auburn erased what would become an 18-point second-half deficit to take the lead, 64-63, with just inside of 9 minutes to go. Auburn led by as many as 7 late in the game, 80-73. That was with just under 4 minutes left. State closed out the game on an 18-5 run to seal the win. The Bulldogs used one of their best three-point shooting games of the season to do that. Their very best, to be exact. 16 of 30 on that evening for 53%. State's 0 of 3 from 3 in the first half today. They are getting shots for Josh Hubbard. We wondered if that would be difficult, but Josh has not settled for outside jump shots. He's only taken 1 3. State's only taken 3 threes out of their 13 field goals so far. Josh has been content to try to get to the baseline, to drive to the rim, or get to the mid-range. Auburn's ball out of the timeout. A lob play. They threw it behind Elijah Freeman, skying in, but he gets fouled on his way to the basket. Achor fouls him for Mississippi State, and he'll put Freeman at the line for 2. That's where that assignment correctness on defense comes in that Chris Jans has been frustrated with this year. As Freeman misses the first of 2 at the line to our left.
Achore's got to know if that's his man. He's got to know where he's at off the ball, especially on set plays on the baseline. Freeman, a 73% foul shooter. His second one is no good. Missed them both. Williams-Adams bats the rebound out for Auburn. It'll be Mississippi State's ball with 11:04 to play in the half, trailing by 3, 17-14. Bulldogs bring it up with Epps, Hubbard, Ballard, Achore, and Sergey Matsura. Hubbard working against Kevin Overton out front now. Jovic will step up and pick him up deep left wing. Hubbard gives to Achore straight away, sliding right off the Epps screen down the right lane line, collides with Freeman, lost the handle. Freeman bats it out of bounds into the Auburn cheerleaders, and State gets it back with 14 on the shot clock. Hubbard will play it in. His teammates will build a box around the 3-second lane. Auburn man-to-man everywhere. Freeman not guarding the ball, or Jovic, not guarding the ball. He's the center fielder. State lobs into Matsura, gets by Freeman, goes in, right-hand lay-in, won't go. Matsura gets his miss. Back out to Hubbard, high and wide on the right side. Josh went way up the ladder to rescue that pass. Hubbard at the top, pulls up 3 over Jovic. That one's good. Josh with a rhythm crossover and then fired it right in the eyes of Flip Jovic. State's tied it at 17 with 10:28 to play in the half. Pettiford for Auburn. Hands off Williams-Adams with a head of steam down the right lane line. Bounces out to Elijah Freeman. To Pettiford at the top. Pettiford around a screen from Jovic. Into the right corner. Williams-Adams drives to the logo. A jump stop. Puts it up with the left hand. Missed everything. Karams off the glass. Picked up on the weak side by Epps. State's running. Ahead to Matsura. Left of the lane. Goes in and gets fouled. Sergey Matsura intent on getting to the rim. He'll have to settle for the free throw line instead with 10:06 to play in the half, but he'll have a chance to give Mississippi State the lead. Overton commits the foul for Auburn, his first, the Tigers' fourth. And Sergey Matsura, a 48.5% foul shooter, steps to the stripe down to our right. Sergey's biggest impact this season for State has been on the glass, averaging almost 5 rebounds a game against SEC competition this year. Keyshawn Murphy, who's had to sit with a couple early fouls, making his way back to the scorer's table. Matsura fires. His first free throw is short, and now Murphy returns. He'll replace Flip Jovic. Stephen Pearl, I would imagine, going back to him because State is doubling up Auburn in rebounding, and Murphy is the leading rebounder on the Auburn team. Matsura's second free throw, no good. State's off to a poor start at the free throw line in this game. The Bulldogs are just 2 for their first 6. Auburn with the ball, trying to break a 17-17 tie and trying to break a scoring drought of more than 3 minutes. On the right wing, it's Kevin Overton. Slides into the corner against Hubbard. Out to Murphy, deep right of the circle, hands it right back to Overton, drives to the elbow, pull up 15-footer right side, off the heel. Achore with the rebound, and State's running. To Epps, up the near side in front court, knifing right to left across the lane, spins into traffic, puts it up, blocked back at him. To Matsura, Matsura's right-hand runner, no good, and the rebound to Murphy. That's why he's back in there for Auburn. To Pettiford, who got the block, down the right lane line to the rim for a transition layup. Tahad Pettiford has given Auburn a 19-17 lead and broken a nearly 4-minute scoring drought for the team in white and blue. Hubbard for State. Deep left wing against the taller Keyshawn Murphy. Fakes, drives by him, gets to the free throw line, 15-footer short, and the rebound taken by Pettiford. Driving 1-on-2, right at Hubbard, circles out left corner, steps back for a 3, halfway down and out, and the rebound taken by Ballard for Mississippi State. To Jaden Epps, who'll bring it up the near sideline. State can tie with a 2. Epps right wing against Murphy. Bounces inside. Quincy Ballard, jump hook left hand, good. Great mismatch, great recognition by Epps. Ballard was inside against Freeman at just 6'8", and Quincy made that look easy. 19-19, 8:37 to play until halftime. Pettiford drives off the screen to the free throw line, fires a 15-footer. That's off glass, no. And the rebound taken by Ballard for Mississippi State. Bulldogs continue to do a good job on the glass. Hubbard, pick and roll. Ballard goes in and stuffs it with a right hand. He split Williams-Adams and Overton and goes in for the right-hand rim rocker. 21-19, State by 2. 8:13 to play in the half. Pettiford for Auburn. Goes left off a high screen from Murphy. Hands to Murphy at the top. Won't take the open three. Back to Pettiford between the circles. Right wing Overton behind a pin-down screen. Knocks down the triple. Murphy stepped in to set that screen. Overton had a practice shot outside. He's put Auburn up 22-21. Hubbard between the circles for Mississippi State. Bulldogs in black attacking the hoop to our right in the first half. A chore at the point. Left wing to Sergei Matsura working against Elijah Freeman. Hands off Epps, deep left wing. Shot clock down to 5. Epps takes a peek, slides into the corner. Shot clock at 3. He'll rise for a 3 over Murphy. Off the right edge, no. Williams-Adams with a good box out against Achor. Gets the rebound for Auburn. To Pettiford. Throws down low Murphy, and Epps had 2 hands on him and gets called for the foul. So Jaden Epps of Mississippi State picks up his first personal. The Bulldogs have committed 6 first-half fouls, and we have a timeout. 7:22 left in the first half. Auburn 22, State 21. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Jake Mangum. A strong team means finding value. That's why you can always trust Farm Bureau to be there for you and your family. With more than 100 years of service and loyalty, our new Farm Bureau health plan offers affordable health care powered by the Blue Cross Blue Shield Network. Members have saved over 40% off their current ACA premiums. Get started today by contacting your local agent and seeing what plan works best for you. Time to go with the home team. Time to go with Farm Bureau.
Mississippi State basketball lives here on the Bulldogs Sports Network from Learfield.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Auburn 22, State 21, 7:22 to play in the first half here at Bridgestone Arena in downtown Nashville. I'm Neil Price. Glad to have you along this afternoon. Winner of this game gets Tennessee tomorrow at approximately 2 p.m. Central Time. Like the Bulldogs, the Ford F-150 truck has a strong tradition of greatness earned by outstanding capability and features like a mobile generator. That's how you create a legacy, and the official truck of Mississippi State. Go Bulldogs. State led in scoring by Josh Hubbard, who has 8 of the Bulldogs' 21 so far. Josh 3 for his first 7 shooting today. 4 points for Quincy Ballard behind that. 2 for Epps, 2 for Achor, 2 for Davis Fleming, 2 for Jones, 1 for McGee. Quincy Ballard and Achor doing a nice job on the glass for State with 9 of the Bulldogs' first 14 rebounds today. State's +5 in the rebounding battle just past the midway point of the first half. Auburn led by Keyshawn Murphy, 7 points. Those came on the first 3 hoops of the game for Auburn. Murphy picked up a common foul and a technical foul inside the first 2 minutes of the game and had to sit for a while, but has come back off the bench for Stephen Pearl. 5 for Kevin Overton, 2 for Pettiford, 2 for Mashalik, 3 for Williams-Adams and Hall to round out the scoring for Auburn so far. Auburn's ball on the baseline down to our left of the Tiger basket. Murphy, Pettiford, Hall, Mashalik, and the inbounder will be Elijah Freeman, who'll play it in on the left side of the baseline. Freeman lobs into Hall at the elbow left side, working against Sean Jones, drives around him into the paint, kicks out Pettiford, open 3 right corner, off the heel, no. Freeman way up the ladder to get the rebound, goes back up, he is stripped by Epps, and it's out of bounds back to Auburn. Tigers will have 18 on the short shot clock with 7:14 left in the first half. Same alignment, 4 across the low block. as Freeman lobs it into Hall, this time in the near corner against Jones. Up to Murphy, bounces to Pettiford at the point. To Hod Pettiford against Epps. Around to Freeman. Elijah Freeman drives baseline, pulls up for a 10-footer. Off the right edge, no. Murphy grabbed it on the rim, and basket interference will give the ball back to Mississippi State with 7:02 to play in the half. 22-21 Auburn. The pace, and some of that's got to do with Auburn's inability to make shots. The pace right now feels like it's to Mississippi State's advantage. It's an Auburn team that averages 83.5 points per game. At the 7-minute mark, it's 22-21 Auburn. Davis Fleming at the top against Flip Jovic, who's back in. Hands off to Epps, turning down the right lane line. Gets by Michalek for a right-hand layup. Jaden Epps with another layup for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs having a lot of success getting to the rim in this first half, and State leads by 1, 23-22. Pettiford out front for Auburn. Finds Flip Jovic at the top. He flips it left wing for Keyshawn Hall. Driving baseline on Jones into a double team against JDF. Swings to Michalek, far corner. One more, right wing Freeman. His three off the mark. Taken off the glass by Achor for Mississippi State. On to Hubbard, running up the middle of the floor to Achor, right wing. Bounced it into a double team. Ill-advised pass. Jones rescued it and then got fouled by Auburn's Blake Michalek. So State gets the ball after Auburn's 5th team foul. It's the first on Blake Michalek today. Freeman will exit for Auburn. Overton is back. Matsura returns for Mississippi State. He'll replace Achor. Hubbard will inbound on the right side of the baseline under the Bulldog basket. Davis Fleming, Matsura, Epps, and Jones build a box around the 3-second lane. Epps gets it into Matsura on the low block out in the corner. Epps fires a three, got knocked to the ground by Pettiford. Pettiford went out of bounds. The shot was blocked. Pettiford picked it up, but was the first man to touch it after coming back inbound, so it's a turnover and State gets it back. Pettiford exits for Auburn. He'll be replaced up front by Sebastian Williams-Adams. Stephen Pearl only plays about 8 guys. That rotation's pretty tight for Auburn. And without King Grace, it's not a very big rotation for Mississippi State at this stage of the year either. Jovic has a cut, so the officials have taken him to the end of the Auburn bench. Trainer's coming out trying to clean up his jersey. He's got an undershirt on too. I can't tell if he's got blood on the jersey or on the undershirt, as they try to doctor him up across the way with 6:15 left in the half, and State leading 23-22. Bulldogs in the game. Defense has been an issue for State, certainly in the last 5 games. Bulldogs have been giving up an average of 99 per game over their last 5. They've given up 100 or more in 3 out of the 5. So to only be in a spot right now where they've surrendered 22 points about 14 minutes deep into this half, that's a win for State. All right, play resumes here. A side out for the Bulldogs, right side in front court. Comes into Epps. Will take it and dribble all the way over left wing against Blake Michalek. Picked up out front now by Overton. Steps back, 3 straight away. Good for Jaden Epps. Epps makes it 26-22 State. 7 for Epps. He and Hubbard leading the way with 15 of the 26 for State. Keyshawn Hall for Auburn. Haven't been much of a factor offensively yet. Into the corner right side, Williams-Adams driving under the basket against Matsura. Hemmed into a double team. Great pass to Jovic. Low block left. Puts it up high off the window. Nobody gets fouled. JDF was guarding Williams-Adams one-on-one. Matsura went to try and close that double team coming from the weak side and left Williams-Adams enough space to get a wraparound bounce feed to Jovic to set up this trip to the free throw line. Matsura is first. State 7th. It is a shooting foul, so Jovic will take 2. 56% foul shooter for the season. Here's the first for the right-hander on the way, and that line drive shot misses off the right edge. Pettiford, who has been on the bench to catch a quick breather for Auburn, returns. He'll get Blake Michalek out of the game. One more for Flip Jovic, who was teammates with Sergei Matsura, the man who fouled him, playing for KK Megabasket in Europe. Jovic originally from Bosnia and Herzegovina. The second free throw was halfway down and out and rebounded by Matsura, who is in the States for the first time from Slovenia. 26-22, State by 4, 5.5 to go here in the first half in Nashville. Epps against Pettiford. Dribble handoff, right wing, Hubbard working against Kevin Overton. Takes him off the bounce, right of the lane, looking for a foul. Launches a right-hand runner that comes up short, and Overton gets the rebound for Auburn. Ahead to Hall, off a screen. Down low, Jovic on the pick and roll. Jovic underneath against Jamarion Davis-Fleming. Contorts, puts it up off balance with the right hand. No. And JDF rips the board for State. 4-on-4, left to right. Hubbard on the drive, down the lane, up and under against Overton. No. Tap back up by Mazzarino. Williams-Adams gets the rebound for Auburn. Lead pass ahead to Pettiford. Drives into the lane in transition. Out to Hall. Spots for three. That's too strong from the right wing. Jovic tracks it down left wing for the Tigers. Out to Overton. Three left of the circle. Halfway down and out. Jovic with the board. Stripped on the way back up. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Jaden Epps of Mississippi State, who is still slow after he took a tumble trying to run back down the floor when State was on offense last time. And the officials are going to review a play here. I think Epps just got tangled up. I don't think there was anything malicious on that play. Did they see something underneath on the strip? I wonder.
Mississippi State's coach is challenging the out of bounds. This play is under review.
Okay, so they're going to look at the out of bounds. Nothing beyond that. Our officials today, Courtney Green, who you just heard from, Vladimir Voyard-Tidal, and Lucas Santos. And they're giving us a look on the monitor here at the table. Jovic was on the way up. Yeah, and Jovic just lost the ball. No one touched it, I don't think. Jovic just was trying to go up, and it slipped off his fingertips is how it looks on the monitor. See if Courtney Green sees it that way. I think they've told State they've won it.
After review, the challenge from Mississippi State has been successful. It will be Mississippi State's ball on the baseline with a 30-second shot clock. Ball will resume.
All right, so Chris Jans with a successful challenge. Our replay reviews are brought to you by Schwartz & Associates Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all. 4:47 to play in the first half. State leads Auburn 26-22 here in Nashville. Bulldogs have held Auburn without a point now for more than 3 minutes. Auburn's just 1 for its last 8 shooting. These two teams were red hot early. Auburn has cooled now to 36% from the floor. State at 42% from the floor. Hubbard brings it left to right for the Bulldogs. Hubbard uses his dribble. Left wing to Sean Jones. Jones working against Keyshawn Hall in Auburn's man-to-man. Dribbles across the top of the arc. Hands it off right wing Matsura. Brings it back out top to Epps. Epps down the right lane line in traffic. Swings it to Jones. Right corner. Drives into the logo. Sean's 10-footer. Front rim. Back rim and in. Sean Jones connects in the mid-range. And State leads by 6. Biggest advantage for the Bulldogs in the half. 28-22. 4:14 to play until recess here in Nashville. Pettiford between the rings for Auburn, attacking the hoop to our left. To Sebastian Williams-Adams on the left wing. State giving him room on the perimeter. Out front, Jovic. Hands off Hall. He can shoot and has shot it very well as of late. Hall going right off the Jovic screen. Wants to play pick and roll with a lob. His shot blocked by Jamarion Davis-Fleming, but Fleming got him in the face. So JDF will pick up a foul. That'll be the first on the freshman. It's the 8th on Mississippi State. And it will send Flip Jovic to the free throw line after a timeout. State on a 7-0 run in the last 3 minutes. The Bulldogs lead Auburn 28-22 here in the opening round of the SEC tournament. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Bulldog fans, are you looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Look no further. Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi offers the experience of a lifetime. World-class entertainment, unique shopping, and the ultimate in fine dining. And if that's not enough, hit the links at the world-renowned Azaleas and Oaks courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club and complete your stay in luxurious relaxation at the spa. Your exhilarating weekend awaits only at Pearl River Resort, where you'll be at the center of it all. Must be 21 or older.
The Bulldogs play here. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
.355 left in the first half. Mississippi State leading Auburn 28-22 here at Bridgestone Arena. I'm Neil Price. Glad to have you along this afternoon. State's frustrating this Auburn offense. Auburn just 2 for its last 13 shooting over a stretch of about 8.5 minutes. I'm not telling you that State's been burning it up in that stretch, but the Bulldogs have shot 50%, 4 of 8 over the last 5 minutes of the game. That's helped them jump in front, build what is currently a 7-0 run over the last 3 minutes, and their biggest lead of the afternoon at 28-22. Again, what's at stake? Well, in the immediate future, a matchup with Tennessee tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Time for the winner. State really doesn't have anything to lose here. At 13-18, the Bulldogs need to win 5 straight games to make the NCAA tournament. That's their only hope for the postseason at this stage of the year. Auburn at 16-15 has metrics in its favor for the NCAA tournament. Top 40 net ranking. They played the 3rd toughest schedule in the country this year. Stephen Pearl believes they own the best win in the country this year, a win at Florida back on January 24th. They lose to State today. It's probably going to be a tough Sunday for the Tigers. Flip Jovic at the line. He will shoot 2, trying to break an Auburn scoring drought longer than 4 minutes now. Right-handers first on the way, no good. Line drive shot for a guy who has not been a great foul shooter, just 56% this year. He's off to an 0 for 3 start at the line today. Here's the second for Jovic on the way, and that one's good. So that breaks a 4-minute scoring drought for Auburn and pulls the Tigers within 5, 28-23, 3:53 to go. Hubbard brings it up for State. Hubbard, Jamarion Davis-Fleming, Sean Jones, Sergey Matsura, and Jaden Epps in black for the Bulldogs. Hubbard at the top against Kevin Overton. Kicks it to Matsura left wing. Sliding right. Overton will pick him up on the handoff. Sergey hands off to Jones. Out front, Epps, or Hubbard rather. Hubbard had it knocked away from him by Williams-Adams, and Hubbard able to somehow tightrope the near sideline and throw that ball off of Williams-Adams, who had stumbled and was lying on his back at the timeline to save a possession for State. Heads up play by Josh. Now here's the bad news. State has 8 to shoot, and they're a long way from the bucket here. They're going to have to play it in at the timeline. Williams-Adams using that reach, got long arms to break up that handoff. Hubbard brings it back across. Here comes a double team. Left corner Matsura. He'll fire a 3. That line drive shot, no. Tap back up by Jamarion Davis-Fleming. That one doesn't go. And Auburn gets the rebound. Pettiford trying to go end to end. Leveled off the free throw line, and then Jones takes it away from him for State. Flips to Hubbard. Hubbard up the right side in front court. Transition 3. Bingo! Hubbard launches from the right wing and knocks it down. State has an 8-point lead. 31-23 as we come down to 3 minutes to play in the first half. To Hod Pettiford for Auburn. Deep left rear. To Jovic at the top. Down low to Keyshawn Hall. Draws a double team. States in a 2-3 zone for the first time. To Williams-Adams. Bullying his way down the right lane line. Contested runner. No. Rebound tapped out by Sean Jones and Jamarion Davis-Fleming of Mississippi State. Auburn gets it back with 10 to shoot. That shot never drew iron. So Sebastian Williams-Adams, his teammates call him Sway, Plays it in from the left side of the baseline. Into Hall. State commits 2 defenders to him. Left corner, Pettiford, a 3. Front rim, glass and off. And Jamarion Davis-Fleming with the board for State. Ahead to Hubbard against Overton, left wing. Auburn did a nice job getting back in transition. Hubbard drives to the logo. 10-foot runner, right hand, halfway down, and then it falls. It rattled all the way around and drops for Hubbard, and State leads by 10. It's a 12-1 run for the Bulldogs in the last 4:19. Auburn needs a bucket in a bad way. Pettiford out front. Epps was going for the steal. You heard Jaden yell. He thought he should have had it. To Overton, right of the circle against Hubbard. Knocks him down, fires a 3. That's off the heel, no. Rebounded by Williams-Adams. Back up against Matsura, no, but he gets fouled. Auburn is just 1 for its last 11 from the floor. A mighty struggle for the Tigers at the offensive end. Matsura's second personal, State's 9th, and Sebastian Williams-Adams is headed to the line to shoot 2. Here's the first for the right-hander, and that one's good. Williams-Adams, a 48% foul shooter this year. Matsura leaves after picking up his second foul. Achor checks back in on the front line for Chris Jans and company. Second free throw for Williams-Adams is on target. And it's a 33-25 lead for Mississippi State. Auburn has not made a field goal in nearly 6 minutes, relying on free throws for points here late. Achor, right wing, wide open for a 3. No good off the heel. Rebound, batted out, and it is off of Mississippi State. Jamarion Davis-Fleming says that State should take a look. Chris Jans looking back behind the bench, but I don't think the Bulldogs are going to challenge again here. Jovic exits for Auburn. Tigers get Elijah Freeman back in. Freeman, Williams-Adams, Overton, Pettiford, and Hall for Auburn. Having to be careful with Keyshawn Murphy because those 2 early fouls. Overton, right wing, against Hubbard. Drives the baseline, right side. Turns, fires, an 8-footer on the baseline. No, anybody's ball at the high block. Picked up by Overton, goes in on JDF and lays it in. Kevin Overton breaks a field goal drought for Auburn of longer than 6 minutes to pull the Tigers within 6, 33-27 with 90 seconds left in the first half. Josh Hubbard for Mississippi State, high and wide on the left side, working against Overton and Auburn's man-to-man. Pulls up 3, right of the circle. That one's no good. Early shot there for Josh. Rebound batted around underneath, taken by Freeman for Auburn. Ahead to Overton. Tigers in transition to Hall. Right of the lane, drives in, lost the handle, and it goes out of bounds off Hall. It'll be State's ball. Stephen Pearl's beside himself. I believe he thought Hall was fouled. Hall just lost it going up. Got in a hurry, 2 defenders bearing down. Second time Auburn's had something like that happen to him in the first half today. 33-27, State by 6 with the ball. 1 minute left in the half. Epps curling off a screen. To the logo in the lane, fires a 10-footer, no, but gets fouled from behind on the block. Pettiford commits the foul. That is Pettiford's first. And it's Auburn's 6th. Getting another look at it here. Boy, I don't know. I think Epps might have caught a break there. Epps at the line to shoot 2. His first one is no good. Jaden Epps, a 63% foul shooter. Again, State's off to a tough start at the free throw line. 2 for its first 7. Auburn is 6 out of 12 in the first half. Second free throw, no good for Epps. Those are the kind of things that will come back and haunt you if you're not careful. Auburn gets the rebound as Pettiford brings it up. Inside the final minute of the first half, 33-27, an offensive foul on Auburn. Epps got screened out front. It was an illegal screen, and Auburn will turn it over. Sebastian Williams-Adams, and getting a look at the replay there. Yeah, that's the right call. He just hung his leg out and tripped Jaden Epps. Never thought about setting that screen. Sebastian Williams-Adams picks up his second personal. Auburn's committed 7, but because that's a player control foul, no free throws for Mississippi State. Hubbard brings it up, 45 seconds left. on the right sideline, working against Blake Michalek, who's checked in for Williams-Adams. Hubbard uses his dribble, contested three over Michalek's an air ball. Rebound batted out by Jamarion Davis-Fleming. And with 34.8 left, Auburn will get it back as Michalek exits and Tahad Pettiford returns to replace him. So Pettiford, Overton, Williams-Adams, Freeman, and Hall for Auburn. State has Epps, Jones, Hubbard, Achor, and JDF coming down to the end of the half. 5-second difference between shot and game clock as we come down to the end of the first 20 minutes. Tahad Pettiford out front working against Jaden Epps. Mississippi State's played mostly man in this first half. Few possessions, a 2-3 zone. Pettiford goes to work to his left off a Williams-Adams screen, launches a three left of the circle and knocks it down. Pulls Auburn to within three, 33-30. Just the second make for Auburn inside of their last 11 field goal attempts. But when you add in the free throws, the Tigers are on a 7-0 run in the last the last 2 minutes. 33-30 State, and a timeout taken by Mississippi State to use it or lose it with 12 seconds left in the half. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10 seconds for a station ID. This is Bulldogs basketball. Auburn had a long scoring drought earlier in this half. State in the midst of one now that's almost 2.5 minutes long. And the Bulldogs with 12 seconds left have the ball. They'll have to bring it the length of the floor here. Leading by 3, 33-30. Looking for one more hoop before halftime. Comes into Epps. Will jog it up the far side. Blake Michalek will pick him up. Epps angling right. One-on-one with Michalek. Crosses over. Three at the top. Short. No. Rebound. Picked up by Williams-Adams. He'll heave it from the half line at the buzzer. Off the window. No. And that ends the first half. Auburn uses a 7-0 run over the last 2:10 of the half to get within 3 at the break after they trailed by as many as 10 in the first 20 minutes. At the break, it's State 33, Auburn 30. Stay tuned. The Mississippi Ford Dealers halftime show is coming up next. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
At Cadence Bank, we believe the future comes in many shapes. Every day is a new beginning, a chance to imagine new possibilities or get to work building them. There's opportunity here. Find a branch near you at cadencebank.com. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
At Cadence Bank, opportunity is the seed that grows possibilities. With financial solutions for your life, home, business, and your future, we help you seize the moment. There's opportunity here. Find a branch at cadencebank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 410279.
Jake Mangum here. From the first pitch to the last out, you have to be ready for anything. Life's no different. From routine checkups to unexpected doctor visits, you need to stay on your toes. That's why Farm Bureau offers an affordable health care plan to keep you covered. Powered by Blue Cross Blue Shield, it gives you nationwide access to the Blue Cross network. So don't get caught looking at life's curveball. Contact your local agent today and hit a home run. Go with Farm Bureau and join the home team.
Your home for the maroon and white. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
the Bulldogs Sports Network. This is Mississippi State Bulldogs basketball. Bulldog basketball is brought to you by Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. And by the Mississippi Ford Dealers, official truck of your Mississippi State Bulldogs. Hail State. Welcome to the Mississippi Ford Dealers Halftime Show.
Neil Price with you here at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Mississippi State leads Auburn by 33-30 in this opening round game of the SEC tournament. Our halftime show is brought to you by your Mississippi Ford dealers and the Ford F-150. Like the Bulldogs, the Ford F-150 has a strong tradition earned with outstanding capability and features like a mobile generator. That's how you create a legacy, and the official truck of Mississippi State. Go Dogs. Well, Auburn had a 5-point lead on two different occasions in this first half. The last time with 13-16 left when Sebastian Williams-Adams nailed a three to make it 17-12. State would answer with a 5-0 run, back-to-back baskets by Hubbard, a fast break point, and then a three-pointer by Josh to draw even at 17. Pettiford would answer with a transition layup for Auburn to put the Tigers up to 19-17. Quincy Ballard came back with back-to-back baskets for State. That put the Bulldogs up to 21-19. Overton would make a three to put Auburn back up one. Then State created some distance. 7 straight points from Epps and Jones to put State up 6, 28-22. Flip Jovic started to stop the bleeding with a free throw to cut the lead to 5. Hubbard would come back with back-to-back baskets to push State's lead to 10 with 2:34 left, 33-23. Then Auburn gained the momentum over the final 2:10, scoring the final 7 points of the half to pull within 3 at 33-30. One of the reasons Auburn's been able to get back into it, well, sure, they've been to the free throw line a few times, helping them overcome some poor shooting from the floor, but they've hit the glass harder too. A 13-6 edge in rebounding for Auburn over the last 8 minutes of the half. They are +2 in rebounding now at the end of the half after trailing in that department early in the game today. State 33, Auburn 30 at the end of the first half here in Nashville. Regions Bank's the official bank of the SEC. Get the Mississippi State University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/go state. State 33, Auburn 30. Jeff will tell you what else is going on around the postseason when the Mississippi Ford Dealers halftime show continues. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Bully, a most cantankerous canine. English by genetics, maroon by Starkville pride. You'll find him courtside at the hump and in the nightmares of his foes. Ford also has a fan favorite, Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck 49 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Bulldogs, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2025 total sales.
At C-Spire, we've never waited on the future. We've built it. By harnessing the power of advanced technology to transform how we all live and work. Elevating connected living, accelerating tomorrow's business growth, and leading the AI revolution. All while staying true to our core purpose. You. Think we're done? Just wait. There's more to see. C-Spire. Customer inspired.
Mississippi State basketball lives here on the Bulldog Sports Network from Learfield.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Mississippi Ford Dealers halftime shows. 13th seeded Mississippi State with the lead over 12th seeded Auburn here in Game 2 of the 2026 SEC Tournament. 33-30 is our score through the first 20 minutes. Jeff Marson with you here in the Learfield studios as we take a look at some of the numbers from the first half. State so far shooting 41% from the field at 14 of 34, just 3 of 12 from three-point range, and just 2 of 8 from the free throw line. Auburn, on the other hand, not going so hot either. They're shooting 36% from the field at 10 of 28, 27% from 3 at 4 of 15, and are 6 of 12 from the free throw line. Both teams, though, taking care of the ball pretty well. Bulldogs just 2 turnovers so far. Auburn at 5. Tigers have the advantage in rebounds, 22-20, but State has 5 offensive rebounds and have capitalized on all of those opportunities with 10 second chance points, also dominating the points in the paint battle at 18-6. This game's had 5 lead changes, a lot of those early on. State with the largest lead of the game at 10 points, but Auburn with a run before the end of the half. They cut it down to 3. Individually, Josh Hubbard leads all scorers. He's got 13 points, 5 of 14 shooting, a couple of made threes. Jaden Epps right behind him. He's got 7. Over on the Auburn side, they're led by Kevin Overton, 7 points. He's got 3 of 9 shooting and 1 made 3. And Keyshawn Murphy also with 7. He scored all of those points within the first 2 minutes of the game, but with a foul and a technical not soon after, he's been out of the game for the most part, with just 5 minutes played so far. Our halftime score, Mississippi State 33, Auburn 30. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll catch you up on some other games from around the SEC tournament as you listen to Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Bulldog fans, are you looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Look no further. Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi offers the experience of a lifetime. World-class entertainment, unique shopping, and the ultimate in fine dining. And if that's not enough, hit the links at the world-renowned Azaleas and Oaks courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club and complete your stay in luxurious relaxation at the spa. Your exhilarating weekend awaits only at Pearl River Resort, where you'll be at the center of it all. Must be 21 or older.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Bulldogs play here. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Mississippi State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Mississippi State University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Halftime from Bridgestone Arena with Mississippi State leading Auburn in the first round of the SEC tournament. 33-30 is our score. Jeff Marson back with you here in the Learfield studios as we take a wider look at the SEC tournament so far. In the first round, we've had one game played. That was between number 9 Kentucky and number 16 LSU, and the Wildcats able to pulled off the Tigers 87-82. The final. Kentucky moves on. They'll play Missouri in the opening game for tomorrow's second-round action. In the evening session, it will be 10th-seeded Texas and 15th-seeded Ole Miss, followed by number 11 Oklahoma and number 14 South Carolina. So that's a look at the SEC tournament action today, and it's halftime in Nashville with Mississippi State leading Auburn 33-30. We'll send it back to Neil in the Music City after this for the second half between the Bulldogs and the Tigers. You listen to Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Bulldog pride. When I'm carrying the Mississippi State University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra state gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra Hail State from the cashier, too. Visit Regions.com/Go State to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
At Atmos Energy, we believe affordable, reliable, and efficient natural gas is essential to achieving a low-carbon energy future. We're committed to helping protect the environment by providing smart choice solutions to help customers reduce energy use and lower their carbon footprint. Get a rebate up to $600 off qualifying high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Your home for the maroon and white. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Just about ready for the second half here in Nashville with Auburn trailing by 3 here against State, 33-30. Again, if the Bulldogs win today, they get a matchup with Tennessee tomorrow, trying to play the role of spoiler for an Auburn team that is firmly on the NCAA tournament bubble. State led by as many as 10 in that first half. Pace of the game favors State right now. I mean, you're in the 30s here at half against an Auburn team that scores right around 85 a game. State's got the ball first here to start the second half with Jones, Hubbard, Epps, Ballard, and Achor. Auburn defending with Overton, Freeman, the two Keishons, Hall and Murphy, and Pettiford. Bulldogs tack the basket to our left in the final 20 minutes. Quickly down low, down low to Ballard. A pump fake gets Keishon Murphy to go by, and Ballard with a reverse left-hand lay-in gives State a 5-point lead, 35-30. Good start, good easy look inside for Quincy Ballard. Auburn with it. They'll get it to Murphy in the right corner. He scored their first 7 points of the game, then picked up 2 quick fouls in the first 2 minutes. It wasn't a factor again. Pettiford's 3 blocked by Achor in the right corner, and a lame duck taken out of the air by the Bulldogs. Ahead right corner 3 for Epps on the way, and good. Practice shot for Jaden Epps. State with 5 quick ones inside the first 40 seconds of the half to stretch the lead back to 8, 38-30. Tahad Pettiford for Auburn. Loops it to Keishon Murphy, just outside the free throw circle. Hands off to Overton, left of the arc out front. Back to Murphy at the top. Murphy in triple threat position, puts it on the deck. One bounce, hands off to Keishon Hall, angling left, driving on Jones, bullies his way underneath. A reverse right-hand lay-in is good. Keishon Hall intent on getting to the basket that time, and he pulls Auburn within 6, 38-32. Hubbard leading State with 13 so far today. He needs one more three-pointer to move into 9th all-time in the SEC record books. Finds Epps, a corner three left wing. Might have been partially blocked by Pettiford. Epps thought he got him on the hand. Auburn comes away with a rebound. Hall in transition, went for the dunk, blocked by Jones, picked up underneath by Freeman. He tries to fire it back in and gets fouled. So Elijah Freeman going to the offensive glass, gets to the line for two. It's a great block by Sean Jones, who was trailing the play. Saved an easy two. The State foul committed by Quincy Ballard, his first on the Bulldogs in the final 20 minutes. And Freeman heads to the line for Auburn. Neither team has shot free throws well. Auburn just 6 out of 12. Here's Freeman's first on this trip, and it's good. Elijah Freeman, good foul shooter, 73% this year. First point today. He's only had one field goal attempt, one for his first three at the foul line. Here's the second for Freeman. Short, no. Ballard battling inside, comes up with a rebound on his seat right of the lane and gets to Jaden Epps for Mississippi State. Good hustle by Quincy. He's been good on the glass today. 5 rebounds for him. Achore's got 6. Epps at the top, angling right against Murphy. Loops a pass left corner to Achore. Achore against Keyshawn Hall. Backs his way in. Hits Epps left wing. Steps inside the arc in the corner. Bounces it to Jones, who flashes free at the elbow. Tried to throw one more low. Tried to throw it through Murphy. That's a bad decision. And Murphy with a steal for Auburn. Left wing three. Overton is good. Costly turnover by State there. Auburn in within 2 thanks to the 3 left wing. And it's 38-36 Mississippi State. 17:45 to go. Sean had his back to the basket. Murphy was just hanging out in the center of the lane. Got to make sure you know where you're throwing the ball. Ballard, ill-advised pass, right wing. A lot of air, a lot of distance between him and Sean Jones. And Freeman almost able to leap in front of it, but he bats it out of bounds. Auburn's having a hard enough time scoring in the half court. State can't afford to give them run-out opportunities in transition and momentum that comes with plays like that. Epps between the circles for State. Sliding left off a Ballard screen, picked up by Murphy. Left corner Achore, he'll fire a 3. That's off the heel, no. And the rebound to Freeman for Auburn. Auburn can tie with a 2. Freeman outruns Achore to the other end for a left-hand lay-in. Poor transition defense by State that time, and we're tied at 38. Bulldogs try to beat Auburn down the floor. Long lead pass Jones on the baseline. In a double team, coughs it up. Murphy comes up with a steal for Auburn. Ahead to Overton. Overton kicks right wing. A 3 for Hall is on the way. Short, no. Rebounded on the weak side by Freeman against Hubbard. Auburn can break the tie with a basket here, and Jones bites on a pass fake, collides with Freeman, and puts him on the deck. Tough few trips for Sean Jones at both ends here. And with 16:55 to go in the game, Auburn gets it back with the game tied at 38 as Sean Jones picks up his second personal foul and State's second in the half. Achore exits for the Bulldogs. Matsura returns. First time we've seen him in the second half. And Auburn will play it in on the left side of the baseline under the Tiger basket. They lob it into Hall. Foul line extended left to Overton in the free throw circle. 15-footer off the right edge. No. Matsura in there with the rebound for Mississippi State. To Jaden Epps, who'll walk it across that big SEC logo at midcourt. Sliding left where he's picked up by Keyshawn Murphy. Angles right against the taller player. Goes between the legs, 15 to shoot. Epps needs somebody to move. Hubbard trying to run around Pettiford, who was face guarding him, and Pettiford's going to get called for obstructing Josh's movement. Second on Pettiford, first on Auburn. Josh is trying to shake free. Pettiford looking him in the eyes there, didn't want to let him go by, and winds up just bodying up with him. And freedom of movement is what the principle is. Jamarion Davis-Fleming checks in for State. He'll replace Ballard up front. Bulldogs will inbound on the near side in the offensive half. Jones plays it into Epps. 15 to shoot. Epps back to the basket between the rings against Ahad Pettiford. Finds Hubbard down the lane, 10-footer. No, tap back up by Matsura. Sergey there with an offensive board and stick back, and State goes back in front, 40-38. Pettiford for Auburn. Deep right wing, sliding left off a Murphy screen to the elbow left side. Into the left corner, Freeman fakes a 3, drives in on Matsura, spins left, fades from 10. He comes up short on the jumper, and a foul on the rebound as Murphy, Davis-Fleming, and Matsura were all in there competing for it. The foul's going to be called on Jamarion Davis-Fleming of Mississippi State. That's his second and State's third. And it looks like the officials want to take a look at something here, too. Courtney Green's explaining that to Chris Jans. He and Vladimir Voyard-Tadal go to the monitor at the scorer's table. And here's Courtney to tell us what they're looking at.
The previous play is under review. We are at a media timeout.
Okay. Don't know what they're looking at, but they're looking at something because we got a media break. So we'll take the break, too. 16:02 to go in the game. State leading Auburn by 2 here in Nashville, 40-38. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Mississippi State basketball lives here on the Bulldogs Sports Network from Learfield.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
We just kind of knew from the beginning that we were family.
They showcased a sense of love that I never had before. I mean, he's not only my parent, like he's like my best friend.
At the end of the day, it's all been worth it. I wouldn't change a thing about our lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
State leads Auburn by 2, 40-38 with just over 16 minutes to go here in Nashville. Courtney Green's going to step back to the microphone in a moment and tell us what the officials were looking at during that media timeout. He didn't really give us an explanation going into the break of what the officials wanted to see, so we should hear from him in just a moment. Regions Bank's the official bank of the SEC. Get the Mississippi State University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card at regions.com/GoState. And stay tuned after the game for highlights, big plays, and a visit with Doug Wagemeister today on the Regions Bank postgame show. All right, Courtney Green's inching back over toward that microphone across the way. All of our replay reviews brought to you by Schwartz & Associates Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
After review, we have just a common foul. It'll be Auburn ball on the baseline.
Okay, so they were looking to see if there was anything more to that foul that was called, and they couldn't find anything. So Auburn's ball on the baseline, down 2, 40-38, 16:02 left, and Tahad Pettiford will play it on the right side of the inline for the Tigers. Comes into Overton. Quick three over Hubbard. Right corner is good, and Auburn goes in front by 1, 41-40. Quick hitter there, and Overton nails a triple. Guy who's been playing much better. 6 straight double-figure games coming into the tournament. He has his first in the postseason today. Epps for State. Left of the arc out front. Into the right corner. Matsura driving on Hall. Spinning right to the baseline. Goes up, and Hall got him on the arm. So Keyshawn Hall commits the foul for Auburn. His first, the Tigers' second since halftime. And Sergei Matsura will go to the free throw line to shoot twice. 0 out of 2 there in the first half today. State has struggled at the line, just 2 for its first 8. Matsura's free throw too strong. Neither team has shot him well. State 2 of 9, Auburn 7 of 14. Second free throw for Sergey. Short, no good, and the rebound to Freeman for Auburn. Auburn by 1 with the ball, 41-40, 15:35 left. Tahad Pettiford out front against Jaden Epps, and State's man-to-man. Slides left off a high screen from Murphy. He'll launch a three. Left of the circle, no. Rebound to Keyshawn Hall, left baseline. Out to Overton. Another three. This time left corner is on target. Overton's made back-to-back. He's given Auburn a spark, and the Tigers have a 44-40 lead. 16 for Overton now. Hubbard for State. Pull up three. Right of the circle. Short, no good. Long rebound. Saved in by Pettiford in front of the State bench. Tigers trying to run. Overton throws it inside. Keyshawn Murphy against Epps. Turns and puts it in with the right hand. Auburn recognized the mismatch that time. Jaden Epps, a guard against Keyshawn Murphy, one of the tallest players on the Auburn team. Auburn gets an easy two in front. The Tigers have their biggest lead, 46-40, and Chris Jans has to take a timeout. 14:57 to go in the game. Auburn 46, State 40. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
At Atmos Energy, we believe affordable, reliable, and efficient natural gas is essential to achieving a low-carbon energy future. We're committed to helping protect the environment by providing smart choice solutions to help customers reduce energy use and lower their carbon footprint. Get a rebate up to $600 off qualifying high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Bulldog fans, this is head coach Jeff Levy. For over 30 years, Columbus Orthopedics has been the trusted team physicians, ensuring our athletes perform at the top of their game. Whether you're an athlete striving for victory or someone seeking relief from pain, if you want to recover like a Bulldog, visit Columbus Orthopedics. Experience the difference trusted expertise makes, and trust one place, Columbus Ortho. Visit columbusortho.com and discover why they're the leading orthopedic clinic in Mississippi.
Bully, a most cantankerous canine. English by genetics, maroon by Starkville pride. You'll find him courtside at the hump and in the nightmares of his foes. Ford also has a fan favorite, Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 49 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Bulldogs, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2025 total sales.
14:57 left in the game. Auburn on a 16-2 run inside the last 4 minutes to grab its biggest lead of the game, 6 points, 46-40. State has led by as many as 10 today, but it's been a rough start for the Bulldogs in the second half. Auburn's outscored them 16-7 since halftime. A little like the game in Starkville between these two teams. Remember, State had a 16-point halftime lead in that game. State had just a 3-point lead at halftime today, but Auburn fell behind by 18 early in the second half, came back to get the lead with about 8.5 minutes left, built a 7-point edge, and then State had the big run at the end, 18-5, to come back and win the game. Last time the Bulldogs won before that 5-game losing streak to end the regular season. So Chris Jans using a timeout, trying to find a way to get things back on track for his team here, down 6 with 14:57 to go. Following the game, we'll replay the Built Ford Tough Play of the game, brought to you by your Mississippi Ford dealers and the F-150. Like the Bulldogs, the Ford F-150 has a strong tradition of greatness earned by outstanding capability and features like a mobile generator. That's how you create a legacy, and the official truck of Mississippi State. What's at stake? Well, again, State trying to extend its season at 13-18. Bulldogs have to win 5 straight games to have a chance to get into the NCAA tournament. They need the league's automatic bid to do it. Auburn trying to play its way into the NCAA tournament, top 40 net ranking, number 3 rated strength of schedule, but lost 8 of 10 coming home, and now find themselves with their backs to the wall here in the SEC tournament and really need to get through this game to have a chance for another quad 1 game against Tennessee tomorrow. State with the ball at the timeout. McGee with a burst of speed by Pettiford into the lane, goes up against Murphy for a lay-in that won't go. Murphy taps the rebound out. and State gets it back with 14:47 to go. Epps, McGee, Motsura, Hubbard, and Jamarion Davis-Fleming for the Bulldogs. Freeman, Murphy, Overton, Pettiford, and Hall for Auburn. Hubbard to play it in left side of the baseline. Hubbard flips it out to McGee, who grabs it between the circles. High and wide on the right now to Jaden Epps. Epps against Pettiford, slides to the top, picked up by Murphy. Right wing Motsura drives into the logo, spins to his right, 10-foot hook, no good. And the rebound kept alive by Freeman for Auburn. 46-40, the Tigers by 6. They've scored 8 straight, 16 of the last 18. And State has connected on just one of its last 7 shooting. Murphy for Auburn. Hands off to Tahad Pettiford at the point. Retreats out toward the timeline, being chased by Sergei Motsura, and State's man-to-man. Shot clock down to 9. Pettiford down the right lane line, lobbing back door, batted out of bounds by McGee. Jabari sniffed that one out. He saw the lob coming to Murphy, and despite being a smaller player, got his left hand in there to knock that ball out of bounds. So now the shot clock down to 4 as Auburn plays it in from the baseline. They lob it into Murphy. Murphy one-on-one with Jamarion Davis-Fleming. Squares, fades, 15-footer. Good for Keyshawn Murphy. Auburn by 8, 48-40, its biggest lead today. Just inside 14 minutes to go here in Nashville. State needs a basket. Hadn't scored in 2 minutes. Hubbard down the left lane line. Tries to force one. 10-footer short with the right hand. Murphy there to clean up the rebound. Auburn also starting to gain traction in a big way on the glass. State did a good job rebounding early in the game. Auburn got it back on track in the last 8 minutes. Murphy, 3 at the top. That's off the heel, no. Rebound tapped around. Epps, one of the smallest guys on the floor, gets that one underneath for State. Jaden Epps quickly up the right side into front court against Overton. Foul line extended right. Circles out on the wing. Overton deflects the ball, bangs it off Epps' leg and into the State bench. It's out of bounds to Auburn with 13:24 to go. And Chris Jans will go to his bench to bring in Quincy Ballard, who makes his way to the table to get Jamarion Davis-Fleming. Bad time for a scoring drought for the Bulldogs. Nearly 3 minutes long now, and Auburn trying to grab control of this one with 13:23 to go, leading by 8, 48-40. Pettiford angling left against Epps. Got a step, flips it to Overton, right of the circle. He'll fire a 3 over the leaping Ballard, and that one's good. Auburn starting to make shots now. It's a 13-0 run for the Tigers in the last 2:42, 21-2 over the last 6 minutes of the game. Auburn by 11, 51-40. Hubbard driving on Jovic to the free throw circle. Pulls up 17-footer. Good for Hubbard. That'll stop the bleeding and get State back within 9, 51-42. Much needed. Pettiford for Auburn. Angling right off a Jovic screen. A whistle out front and a foul on Epps, who got 2 hands into Pettiford before colliding with that screen. Epps second. And that's Mississippi State's 5th. Well, it's State's 4th. Scoreboard said 5. Monitor says 4. Now they've changed the scoreboard to reflect that too. State's 4th foul. Auburn with it on a side out. Around to Freeman, right wing. To the top, Overton drives in to the free throw line. 15-footer, front rim, back rim, and off. And Quincy Ballard gets the rebound for Mississippi State. Ahead to Hubbard. Hubbard turns downhill on Overton. Right lane line goes in on Jovic. Can't finish the right-hand lay-in. It's taken off the window by Freeman for Auburn. Freeman. Right of the circle out front against Ballard. This is a mismatch. Crossing over, falls down, lost the handle, and loses it out of bounds. Tried to take advantage of that mismatch, but got sped up. So Auburn turns it over with 12:15 left. And Mississippi State down 9, still has plenty of time to get back in this thing. Got to start making some shots. Second half, the Bulldogs just 4 for 12. Hubbard against Overton out front, who guarded him most of that game in Starkville. To McGee at the top. Hands off Jones, deep right of the circle against Tahad Pettiford. Ballard flashes out to the point, takes a pass, hands off McGee. Shot clock down to 5. McGee to the free throw line, fades, 17-footers, an air ball. Achor there to pick it up, lays it in just ahead of the horn. Achor with a big rebound and stick back. 51-44, State within 7, 11:35 to go. Pettiford for Auburn. To Hall, who'll pop out and take it left of the circle. Throws to Jovic, right wing. Jovic sliding in, backs his way in on Quincy Ballard. Here comes a top-down double team from McGee. Back out to Pettiford. He fires a three and connects. So McGee leaves Pettiford to double, and once he does, Auburn, recognizing that a shooter is wide open on the wing, loops it back out. Pettiford connects to stretch the lead back to 10 at 54-44, and we have a timeout with 11:22 to go in the game. Auburn leads it by 10. We're back to Nashville in a moment. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
There's team pride, and then there's extra bulldog pride. When I'm carrying the Mississippi State University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra state gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra Hail State from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go State to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
The Bulldogs play here. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
.22 left in the game. Auburn leads it by 10, 54-44. Big run by the Tigers out of the locker room to start the second half. Helped them build a lead as big as 11 at 51-40. State led by 10 at one point in the first half today, but the Bulldogs have struggled offensively here in the second half, just 5 out of 14, while Auburn is 9 of 17, including 5 of 8 from the three-point line since halftime. Auburn took the timeout, so it'll be their ball when play resumes, leading it by 10. Still plenty of time for State, but the Bulldogs have got to find a way to get things going. It'll be State's ball, after Auburn made the three, but the Bulldogs got to find a way to get something going at the offensive end. And then Chris Jans talked about plenty of times this year being assignment correct on defense, and watching Josh Hubbard talk with Jabari McGee after that last three, it looked like McGee wasn't supposed to double down. And even going back to our pregame conversation earlier today with Chris Jans, he talked about recognizing the guys who have started to shoot the ball better from the perimeter for Auburn: Pettiford, Overton, Freeman, and Hall. And Jabari just can't leave Tahad Pettiford out there to go double down. And then Achore's trying to make a long cover out there and turns into a bad formula for State. Still plenty of time. 11:22 left. We've seen the Bulldogs put big spurts together in shorter stretches than this against this Auburn team already this year. It'll be McGee, Hubbard, Ballard, Achore, and Jones for State. Bulldogs in black will bring it right to left. Hubbard walks it through the jump circle. Overton guarding him, and Auburn's man-to-man. He angles right, picks up a double team. Josh retreats, bounces into the corner. Achore against Williams-Adams. Tried a long, weak pass across the key, intercepted by Freeman. He'll drive in for a two-hand lay-in. Can't make that pass with one hand from corner to corner. Just doesn't work. That kind of traffic. 56-44 after careless turnover. Here's McGee. Three, right of the circle. That's good. Big answer for State. Bulldogs back within 9, hanging around 56-47 with 10:45 to go. Overton for Auburn. Out there with Williams-Adams. Michalek is back in. Jovic and Freeman. Overton to Jovic, left of the circle. Not one of the guys who's been shooting it, so State plays well off him. Now to Freeman. 3 behind a pin down from Jovic. That's off the right edge. No. Rebound tapped out of there, and Achora's got it for State. Quickly up the near side into front court. Hands off to McGee. McGee working against the taller Sebastian Williams-Adams. Out top, a 3 for Achor is on target. So McGee with a big triple. Now one from Achor. State's back within 6. 56-50 as we close in on the midway point of the second half. Kevin Overton has the ball for the Tigers. McGee guarding him well outside the three-point line. Around to Freeman, wide open. Williams-Adams down low. Here comes Jones from the backside to smother that shot and rips it away. Throws it ahead to Achor, tried to find Ballard down the lane, threw it behind him, and State turns it over in transition. Wasted opportunity there. 9:42 left. Overton right wing, down low Jovic trying to bully his way in. McGee sneaks in the back door, gets a steal, gets tripped, and a foul coming on Auburn. Jovic tried to take advantage against Hubbard, a smaller player. McGee comes in with help defense to get the steal. And Jovic is going to pick up the foul for Auburn, his first, and the Tigers' third. So State gets it back with 9:36 to go, down 6, 56-50. Threes on the last 2 trips from McGee and Achor. Hubbard's got it in his hands here. He needs a 3 to move to 9th in the SEC. Gets to the logo, 10-footer goes, and he gets fouled. Josh got a high screen, spun to his right to the logo in the lane, and knocks down the mid-range jumper. He'll get a chance for a 3-point play. Overton fouls him, his second, Auburn's 4th. It's 56-52 Auburn. And here's Hubbard looking for his 19th point today. On the way from the right-hander, that one's home. Josh Hubbard had 46 the last time that these two teams played. He may not get to that today, but right now he's helped his team get within 3. State on a 9-0 run. Hall for Auburn, right wing. Between the circles to Tahad Pettiford. Drives around a hedge, throws back door. That pass off the mark for Williams-Adams. He gets it back and bats it out to Overton, left wing. To Keyshawn Murphy at the top. Penetrates to the elbow. Back to Overton. Deep left wing. Pulls up for a 3 with the timer winding down. That's short. And a foul on Auburn on the rebound. Achor trying to break free from Williams-Adams. And Williams-Adams had a handful of jersey. It's the second foul on the third foul on Sebastian Williams-Adams. And it's the 5th on Auburn. So a State team that trailed by 12 now can tie with a 3. Hubbard at the top, a deep one. Heat check off the back rim, no. And the rebound taken by Murphy. Auburn tried to go quick. Ahead to Overton. Driving in. Good hands by Jones. Got a hand on it. Deflects it out of bounds. McGee thought it went off the chest of Overton. Appealing to the bench to challenge here. Chris Jans looking back to see if he needs to do that. And he says after talking to the staff that it's supposed to be Auburn's ball. He won't try and challenge here and waste a timeout. Auburn inbounds to the baseline. Murphy back out to Pettiford. Left corner. His 3 is short. And Ballard gets the rebound for State. 8:29 to go in the game. State can tie with a 3, trailing 56-53 against Auburn. McGee sets up shop high and wide on the left side, working against Tahad Pettiford. Makes his move. Pettiford, quick hands, gets a steal. Driving in 1-on-2 on the other end, puts it up and in. A bad foul by McGee, and he'll put him at the line after a hoop for one more. That's frustration there. McGee gives up the ball out front and then goes back and commits the foul as he picks up his 3rd, the 5th on State. Auburn goes back up 5, 58-53, and Tahad Pettiford will have a chance to make it 6. Broke a 9-0 run by State. Pettiford's an 83% foul shooter. His first attempt today on the way from the left-hander, and it's home. 59-53 Auburn with 8:13 left. Epps returns for State, along with Jamarion Davis-Fleming. McGee will exit after that 3rd foul, and Achor goes off for State. So Hubbard, Epps, JDF, Ballard, and Jones. Epps against Pettiford, just inside the time strike. Kicks it to Epps, left of the circle. One more down low, off the mark for Ballard. Intercepted by Murphy. Auburn's got it. Up to Pettiford, right wing. Another one-handed pass from Mississippi State. Pettiford weaving his way into the logo. Elevates for a 10-footer. Front rim, back rim off. Tap back up by Williams-Adams. No. And the rebound this time grabbed by Epps for the Bulldogs. Jaden doing a good job rebounding down from a guard spot. He's got 4 boards today. Epps sliding left off a Ballard screen. Guarded by the taller Murphy. Around on the right side of the arc now to Jones. Jones against Keyshawn Hall. Shot clock down to 10. Sean takes a peek. Steps back. Bounces it down low. Ballard. That pass is deflected from behind by Freeman. And Auburn gets a steal. State's got to be stronger with the ball. 7:10 to go in the game. 59-53 Auburn. Bulldogs have turned it over 10 times now in the game. Hall driving by Epps, gets a step, and then Epps reaches in and fouls as he goes to the rim. Jaden Epps picks up his 3rd. That's going to be State's 6th foul. And Auburn will have the ball back after a media break. 7:04 to go in the game. Auburn 59, State 53. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Hi, this is Jan from Toyota. You're currently listening to my new meditation guide called Meditating with Jan from Toyota. Take a moment to find a comfortable position. Now soften your focus and visualize yourself off-roading in a rugged new Tacoma. Now, take a deep breath in, smell the patchouli, and imagine taking a Corolla cross to a music festival. Now engage your senses. What do you hear? A donkey. That's what you heard because you're in a farm sanctuary now in a spacious new Grand Highlander. Breathe in, breathe out, and go from dreaming it to driving it today. That's Jan's meditation.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tacoma SR5 for $299 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends March 31st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, Bulldog fans. For more than 50 years, Mississippi Asthma and Allergies board-certified team of allergists has treated patients by identifying triggers and creating personalized treatment plans. Now, with 8 convenient locations across Mississippi, including Starkville, we're right next door when you need us. Treating infants to adults and Mississippi State students, find our clinic nearest you at msaac.com. Mississippi Asthma and Allergy, helping Mississippi live life to the fullest and allergy-free.
7:04 to go in the game. Auburn 59, Mississippi State 53. Neil Price with you at Bridgestone Arena here in downtown Nashville. There have been a couple big runs in this second half that have had an impact on where we are in the game right now. State came out of the locker room and scored the first 2 hoops of the second half to stretch their lead to 8 with 19:25 to go. Auburn then scored 21 of the next 23 points in the game over a stretch of about 5.5 minutes to get an 11-point lead at 51-40. State came back with back-to-back baskets by Hubbard and Achor to pull within 7 with 11:44 left. That was answered by a 5-0 spurt from Auburn. Pettiford with a 3, one of 5 threes in this second half for the Tigers, and Freeman with a transition basket to give Auburn its biggest lead at 12, 56-44 with 11:03 left. Then State went on a 9-0 run, that second significant run, got it down to 3, had a chance to get it down to 1, turned it over in transition, and Auburn since has gotten 3 straight points from Tahad Pettiford to push the lead back to 6, 59-53. Hall will be at the line for Auburn as play resumes. Offensively, he's not been a huge factor today. Just 5 points for a guy who has been an explosive scorer this year. First free throw on this trip is no good. Hall's 1 out of 3 at the foul line today. 20-plus 17 times this year, 30-plus 3 times this year. 5 today. Second free throw, line drive shot is good. 60-53. Auburn's got it back to 7. State has connected on 4 of its last 5 shots. Hubbard brings it across the line. He's immediately double-teamed by Williams, Adams, and Freeman. Gets it to JDF, the top of the free throw circle. Back out between the rings to Epps. Turns downhill, left lane line, flips it off the glass and in. He beat Pettiford off the dribble, and Epps gets to the rim to pull State within 5, 60-55 with 6:40 to go. Pettiford brings it up for Auburn along this near sideline. Hands off to Hall on the right wing. Driving on Jones. Gets a step off of Murphy's screen. To the low block. Kicks out left corner. Williams Adams a 3. Barely drew iron. And the rebound caroms out to JDF on the far side of the baseline for State. State down 5 with the ball. Jones at the top. Gets it to Epps. Sliding right down the right lane line on Freeman. Gets a back pick from Ballard. Can't finish the right-hand scoop off the window, and Auburn gets the rebound. Hall comes out of there with it for the Tigers. Keyshawn Hall, right wing, slides left off a Murphy screen, flips it up with the left hand from 8. That's short, and Jones rescues the rebound for State. Up to Hubbard. Auburn does a nice job getting back in transition. Josh tried a one-handed pass through those 4 Tigers for Jones. It's deflected and stolen. State's made some really careless passes since climbing back into this game. Pettiford goes left off a high screen from Murphy. Gets to the elbow, fades, 15-footer, no. Murphy gets tangled up with Ballard, able to hold him off to get the rebound inside. Big rebound for Quincy Ballard. To Hubbard, driving by Hall, to the logo, splits 2 Tigers, up and under with the right hand and scores. He beat Freeman off the bounce, then the nifty up and under move to get past Murphy and Williams Adams, the 2 rim protectors. 60-57, State's within 3. Williams Adams at the top for Auburn. Gets it to Murphy, right of the circle. Backdoor, Freeman is wide open for a 2-hand flush. Somebody got caught watching the ball in the backcourt, and Freeman wide open. 62-57, Auburn by 5, 4:58 left. Hubbard across the line gets knocked off his sticks out front, and a foul on Auburn. Pettiford commits the foul, his 3rd, Auburn's 6th. And State will have a side out with 4:58 left in the game, and it'll be Jones to play it in at the 28-foot line, right at the top of the State bench. Epps shakes free. He takes the inbound, working against Elijah Freeman. Jaden will square the floor. Uses a screen from Jones, sliding right, picked up by Keyshawn Hall. Now around to Jones, deep left of the circle. Slides over to the wing. Back out front now to Epps near the timeline. Shot clock down to 8. Epps slides right off a Davis Fleming screen. Pulls up 3 at the top. Left that one short off the front rim. Williams Adams with the rebound, and Auburn's running. Williams Adams kicks right wing. Overton to Hall out front. Open for a 3 right of the circle and knocks it down. 65-57, a transition triple for the Tigers has put them up 8 with 4:20 to go. And State brings it into front court, and Chris Jans takes a timeout. Auburn's had an answer for every run State has made at it in the second half today. And with 4:19 left, State trying to come up with a way to make one final push here, with Chris Jans using his full timeout. I say that. He's used a 30 here, and we'll get to take it too because of the media break. 4:19 to go in the game. Auburn 65, State 57. Back with the conclusion of this opening round game from Nashville in a moment. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Your home for the maroon and white. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
Left in the game. Auburn leads Mississippi State 65-57 here in Nashville. Winner advances to play Tennessee tomorrow at approximately 2 p.m. Central Time. Loser's season, well, if it's State, comes to an end. If it's Auburn, is in serious jeopardy because the Tigers are on the NCAA tournament bubble. Loss would drop them to 16-16, would give them 9 losses in their last 11. Despite great metrics like a top 40 net ranking and a number 3 rated strength of schedule, that 9 of 11 losses down the stretch might be too much to overcome for Auburn on Selection Sunday. State played well in the first half, built a 10-point lead. The Bulldogs have been careless here with a chance to really get back into this thing after trailing by as many as 12 in this second half. Of the Bulldogs' 11 turnovers, 9 have been since halftime. And we've seen it happen this year. Some one-handed passes, just being too casual with the ball. Chris Jans called that timeout. He's got he's got his full timeout left. We've taken all the media breaks, so it's all called timeouts from here on out. Auburn's got 2. If there's a tie-up, the arrow favors Auburn. State's ball. Epps behind the back, drives in. His shot, short, no good. Rebound, tapped out to him left corner. It's taken out of his hands by Kevin Overton and batted across the baseline. It'll be State's ball with 13 to shoot. Sean Jones will play it in. Jones, McGee, Hubbard, Davis, Fleming, and Epps for State. Auburn doesn't guard the ball, and Jones slings it in backcourt to Epps, who'll grab it at the top of the arc. Hustles back across the 10-second line, driving on Overton to the rim, right-hand lay-in, good. Epps liked the matchup, took it all the way to make it 65-59 Auburn, 3:54 to go. Now the Bulldogs need a stop at the defensive end. Overton hands off Hall out front. Hall made a big 3 for him a moment ago. To Williams-Adams, left wing. Now to Keyshawn Murphy at the top. Back to Williams-Adams, left of the lane, drives in, bounces it down low. Freeman goes up, came back down with it, blocked by State. He shovels it underneath for Murphy. Now out to Hall, 3 right wing, no, but McGee on the closeout fouls Keyshawn Hall, and he'll put him at the line for 3. Jabari McGee has picked up his 4th foul. State 7th. And Hall will shoot 3 times at the line to our right. Hall 2 of 4 at the free throw line in the game today. He's got 9 points, 1 away from becoming the 4th Auburn player to reach double figures in this one. 11 apiece for Murphy and Pettiford leading the way for Auburn. 19 for Overton, then the 11 for Murphy and Pettiford. Hall makes the first of 3 to make it 66-59 Auburn with 3:31 to go. Second for Hall. Good. He'll have 1 more here, trying to make this a 9-point game with 3:31 left. Here it comes, and it's good. 68-59, 3 straight at the foul line for Keyshawn Hall. So 3 Auburn players with 11 behind Overton's 19. Here's Josh Hubbard. Does he have some magic for State? Angling right, drives on Overton, up and under with the right hand, short on the lay-in. And the rebound taken by Freeman in the far corner for the Tigers. To Overton, who'll bring it up. Hubbard guarding him as he angles right across the 10-second line. Pounding that right-hand dribble, hands off to Hall. Now around to the top of the arc to Williams-Adams. To Murphy, right of the circle. Hands off there, Overton, 3 behind the ball screen is good for Overton. 71-59. Three-point shooting has been a factor for Auburn in this second half. They made 7 of 13 since halftime. Hubbard driving right of the lane, puts it up with the right hand, leaves it short. And Overton gets the rebound this time for Auburn. Starting to slip away from the Bulldogs here. Need something big to happen. Certainly need a stop here. Murphy, top of the arc for Auburn. Hands it off Overton, 3 behind the ball screen. That one's too strong. Rebounded by Epps. So State gets a stop here with 2:30 left. Now can they get a hoop to get it back down to 10? 3 would get it to single digits. Epps, deep 3, top of the circle. Front rim glass and off. No one in there to rebound, and Hall gets the board for Auburn. 2:17 to go. That Auburn bench holding hands up everywhere, telling Hall to tap the brakes. Go to work on the clock here. Time and score, a 12-point lead with 2:07 to go. They don't have to be in a hurry. Shot clock down to 10. Hall sizing up Jones. He'll drive by him. Left lane line all the way to the rim for a left-hand lay-in. 73-59. Auburn by 14. Biggest lead for the Tigers today with 1:50 to go. Hubbard against Murphy. Drives right at him, and Murphy fouls it. Josh recognizing a mismatch in his favor. Guard on a big out front. That's the 7th Auburn foul. So the other thing Josh does is he earns his way to the free throw line to give State a chance to get a couple points back here with no time coming off. 73-59 Auburn. Matsura will check in for State. Pettiford returns for Auburn. Williams-Adams goes to the bench for the Tigers. McGee goes to the bench for the Bulldogs. Josh Hubbard is 2 of 3 at the foul line today. Front end of the 1-and-1 on the way. That one's good for Hubbard. So it's down to 13, 73-60 Auburn with 1:48 left. Auburn with another run, though. 13 out of 15 points scored by the Tigers. Second free throw good for Hubbard. 73-61. Again, every time State has made a run at them in the second half today, they've had the answer. Hall, double team, State in a 2-2-1 zone press. Ahead to Freeman, right wing. Again, recognizing time and score. Won't take a quick open shot. Sends it back out to the timeline to Hall. Epps trying to keep him out there as Hall drives on him now down the right lane line. Scoops to Pettiford, left wing. One more down low. Murphy went for the dunk, missed it, but got fouled. Good interior passing by Auburn there. And Murphy will get to the line to shoot 2. Matsura fouls him, his 3rd. State's 8th, and Murphy will go to the line to shoot twice. Murphy got him started with 7 straight points before he had to go to the bench. He's only scored 4 since. And closing in on a double-double, 11 points and 7 rebounds. Told you, in Auburn's SEC wins, Keyshawn Murphy scores 14 points per game. He's 3 away from hitting that today. The foul line, his first attempt is good. 76% foul shooter this year. 10 rebounds, 1 off his game-high 11 he had against State back on February the 18th. 13-point lead for Auburn, 74-61. Here's the second for Murphy. That one's good. 75-61 Auburn with 1:25 to go. Jade Nepps takes the inbound for State. Angling right. Picked up by Overton. Turns down the right lane line. Flips it out to Matsura on the wing. Sergey brings it all the way to the point. Hands off to Jones. Reversing course to the right side. In the corner, Epps. He'll launch a 3. That one's no good. Tap back up by JDF. No, but he gets fouled with 1:08 left. Elijah Freeman picks up the foul for Auburn. Freeman's first, Auburn's 8th. And Davis Fleming will shoot 2. Jamarion hadn't attempted a free throw today, just a 35% foul shooter. First one here, spins off the left edge. The free throw shooting hadn't been great for either side today. State 5 out of 14, Auburn 14 out of 22. It's gotten better for the Tigers in the second half. Second free throw for Davis Fleming. Off the heel, no. Murphy with the rebound for Auburn. That's an area where State's got to get better next year. They haven't been a great foul shooting team all year. 1 minute to go in the game. 75-61 Auburn. trying to lock up a date with Tennessee tomorrow in the second round. Pettiford, high and wide left side against Matsura. Crosses over, gets to the elbow, 15-footer on the way, halfway down and out. Rebound, batted out front, Pettiford's got it. Shot clock resets to 20 for Auburn with 37 seconds left. State not looking to foul here, down 14. Overton in the offensive half of the jump circle. 8 to shoot, goes to work on the bounce against Hubbard. Step back 3, right wings, an air ball picked up by Murphy. He'll dunk it with 23 seconds left to make it 77-61. Timer's off as State hustles into front court. Hubbard down the lane to the rim, and Murphy blocks a shot and puts him on the ground. Just a block or a block and a foul? Just a block. It'll be State's ball with 16.7 left. Hubbard to play it in. Lobs it into Jones. He'll try a 3 left wing. That one's short, no good. Auburn with the rebound with 13 seconds left. Pettiford gets it across the line. He can run it out. So Auburn will extend its season another day as it avenges that loss to State in Starkville earlier this year. Pettiford flips one in just ahead of the buzzer. Did they count it or did he flip it in after? I don't think they've put it up. 77-61. They say after the horn. As Auburn wins it again, they extend their season as they go to 17-15. They'll play Tennessee tomorrow, a quad 1 game for them. They needed another quad 1 opportunity. May need to win that one too, depending on how they finish the year, while State's season is going to come to an end at 13-19. Toughest year Chris Jans has had, as he'll see 2 streaks come to an end as State skipper. One of those being a run of 3 consecutive years with a win in the opening round of the SEC tournament. The other being an appearance in the NCAA tournament. Did that 3 straight years prior to this season. They did put the 2 up for Pettiford at the end. Auburn wins it 79-61 over State. They advance to the second round of the SEC tournament. Regions Bank postgame show is coming up next. This is Mississippi State basketball from Learfield.
At Atmos Energy, we believe affordable, reliable, and efficient natural gas is essential to achieving a low-carbon energy future. We're committed to helping protect the environment by providing smart choice solutions to help customers reduce energy use and lower their carbon footprint. Get a rebate up to $600 off qualifying high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Trey Willis, point guard.
Marshall Jones, power forward.
Alex Philbin, small forward.
Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
Hi, this is Jan from Toyota. You're currently listening to my new meditation guide called Meditating with Jan from Toyota. Take a moment to find a comfortable position. Now soften your focus and visualize yourself off-roading in a rugged new Tacoma. Now take a deep breath in, smell the patchouli, and imagine taking a Corolla Cross to a music festival. Now engage your senses. What do you hear? A donkey. That's what you heard because you're in a farm sanctuary now in a spacious new Grand Highlander. Breathe in, breathe out, and go from dreaming it to driving it today. That's Jan's meditation.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 subvention cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends March 31st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Mississippi State basketball lives here on the Bulldogs Sports Network from Learfield.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs. It's probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
On the Bulldogs Sports Network, this is Mississippi State Bulldog Basketball. Brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Regions Bank. Get your Mississippi State University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card. Now, welcome to the Regions Bank Locker Room Show.
Final score, Auburn advances to the second round of the SEC tournament by defeating State today 79-61 in Nashville. Auburn is now 17-15 overall, while State's year ends at 13-19.